Hello everyone, and welcome to Ready City Crit. I'm your Dungeon Master Horn. I just cut everyone off there. That was like a fun little mini game. Let's just jump right into it. Let's start off with I was gonna say Bearded Gonzale, but there's two Bearded Gonzale. Let's go for Specky Gonzale. Then there's too many specs. Specky Bearded Gonzale. That'll do.
That'll do.
I need to Gonzalo.
Hi, I'm Anthony. I play Beres Darkhoof, the Satyr Rogue, and I will pass it to the other bearded Gonzalo.
Hello, I am Ryan. I am playing Cyrus Revenmore, the Asimor Barbarian, and I will pass it to the Specky Gonzale. That's not the bearded and not the DM Specky Gonzale, George.
Hi, I'm George. I play Atlas Moreau, the Owlin Druid, and I will pass it to Will, who has no defining things I can pick up. Sorry.
Well,
You're just a generic white dude.
I am Will. I'm playing Volgear, Duragar Ranger. I will pass over to the other lonesome one that apparently doesn't have a nickname, so we can be the lonely ones together.
I was just waiting for Ginger Gonzalez, to be honest.
I was about to, but I was like,
Hi, I'm Mary. I play Astra, the ASMR cleric, and I'll pass it back to the DM, Gonzalez.
Andale, arriba. Right. Recap, anyone? It was only last night. It should be fresh in our heads.
I've slept since then.
Anyone?
I kind of want it, but I also don't because I did the last one.
Yeah, but I like
Ryan.
watching you go through it.
Okay, so we start off in the bar, I believe, and we are setting up an arrangement. Atlas, Astra, and Volgear are setting up an arrangement to meet with the clone of the Archmagus. While that is happening, Barros takes it upon himself to sit down with Cyrus and figure out what's going on, to which Cyrus divulges probably a little more than he means to, but he has been drinking all day. And it comes to the conclusion that he needs to apologize to Atlas. Everyone goes to bed. We get up in the morning. There have been some shenanigans with the statue of Volgear. Nobody seems overly fazed by it though. And we agree that the party should split in order to keep their notoriety low. Cyrus, Atlas, and Astra go to the Dryad's Tier, the market, where we jump through some hoops in order to get to the Dryad's Tier's base. We then speak with the clone, Nightshade. She does not have a piece of Saparna, which we all hoped she did, but she doesn't. The star mark gives us not any very much good information, but we decide that it is in the best interests that we put a stop to the ascension and figure out how to stop the Archmage, be that with riots, with espionage, or possibly just getting enough council members to turn tables on the Archmage. We leave. Astra decides that she wants to go to the temple of Inapo in order to basically figure out what's up. Why is Inapo blanking her when Atlas is getting all the praise from Saparna? As Astra goes in, Cyrus apologizes to Atlas, to which he gets, okay, as a response. So things are settled somewhat between those two. The other two, who are tailing the three, decide to join them in about 15 minutes after the first three enter the temple. Astra has a conversation with the air. She doesn't get much of a response, a little bit more acid reflux, and then we all decide to leave the temple. We agree to write a letter to the council member Elora, in which the letter will be delivered via Cat Atlas. And the rest of us return to Catless, and the rest of us return to the Bit and Bridle. Catless fails to deliver the letter somewhat as I'm getting to it, as she gets exploded by acid through a glyph of protection that was on the letterbox. Now Atlas, no longer Catless, slips the letter underneath the doormat while a patrol is making their way towards her. She is able to escape stealthily somewhat and returns to the Bit and Bridle, to which she is smacked as a rat with a broom, becomes Ratless, and then becomes Atlas again, is healed and mended by Astra, and decides to go to bed, while the others, I suppose, are drinking. The two ASMR decide to go for a little walk in order to figure out if their notoriety score has changed much, but they have a bit of a conversation which distracts them from actually gathering much information because Cyrus rolled very poorly. And as they round a corner on their way back to the Britain Vital, they are encountered by a vision from their two guardian angels. Guardian angel in Astra's in Astra's perspective because Deluge is rather nice, and then Cyrus's guardian angel, who is Faith, who is a complete asshole, and that is where we ended. Did I miss anything?
Think so.
Nope. I believe you got everything.
Storytelling.
Right.
We,
And we pick up with our two Asimar in the street, kind of
yes, our
standing
street Asimar.
shoulder to shoulder in the darkness, where they're kind of like semi-conscious, semi-dream state, like communications have now just been severed and they're stitched like side by side.
I feel like Astra, she's not like crying emotionally or anything, but she's almost like her hair looks almost like statically charged a little bit, just with like happiness and contentment, like put her mind at ease, so she's a little bit less stressy spaghetti, and her hair's just a little bit more zappy because not zappy, but statically charged because of it.
And as Astra turns to look at Cyrus, she sees that he is sweating, he is shaking, he's almost hyperventilating, his
A little
eyes are
more
wide.
stressy spaghetti.
He's muttering to himself like, I thought he'd forgotten about me. Fuck, fuck, fuck. He's still watching me. Fuck, 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 fuck. And he's just like, he's stressy spaghetti. Very stressy spaghetti.
Astra will try like reach up and just smush you in the cheeks, just like if she can reach. I don't know if she can reach. She'll try.
He's probably not even looking at you, so as you reach, he like flinches and he backs off a wee bit, like to the wall, and he's like looking around him, being like, okay, he's not here. He's not here.
Astra will probably grab you by the arm. It's okay. It's okay. You're okay.
We should he'll like brush her off and be like, we should get back to the bit and bridle.
You
I don't
okay?
think we're gonna. Yeah, no, I'm fine. We need to get back, and we're not gonna figure out anything else tonight. I think it's late, and I think everyone needs to rest. Yes, that's a good idea. We need to rest, and everyone needs to be calm. Calm? Yeah, we're good. We're good. Okay, let's go. And he's gonna start walking towards the red bridle.
Sarah's kind of like speed walks after him, tries to run to catch up.
Wait for
back
me.
to
I
the
have short
bridle.
legs.
Most of your companions have already gone to bed for the evening. I believe.
You will find as you go up to the rooms, Atlas just sat in the hallway between the two doors, like, I don't know what room I sleep in.
Do you want to toss a coin? Although something's not right with Cyrus, to be honest.
Cyrus just bypasses you to go straight into the room. He doesn't even clock you.
Cyrus? I think he's freaking out, but I don't... I've only really seen him be angry, annoyed, or embarrassed by giant ladies. I haven't seen him freaked out. Have you seen him freak? That's the word for it, right? Did you clock that?
Not really, he just kind of ran past. I
Yeah,
thought
we
maybe
were
he was still mad.
No, we were walking and I had a vision thing. I wasn't really paying attention to him. It was kind of my only world. And then I snapped out of it and he was, freaking out about something.
Did he get mugged again?
He looked almost feverish, to be honest, like he was a rabbit caught in a trap.
Which room do I sleep in?
I don't know, do you want the rabbit caught in the trap or do you want the goat caught in the trap?
I'll take the rabbit, it sheds less.
Okay, see if you can get through to him. You're closer to him than I am. And Astro will go to the other room.
And then heads into the room.
He's not fetal, but he's like hugging himself, and he's like head against the pillow. The axe is just dropped on the floor lazily, and he's just lying very still.
Walks over to the axe. Picks it up with some difficulty, probably. She's not very strong. She like goes to pick it up normally, and is like, holy shit, you make this look easy. Props it up more suitably against the wall so Cyrus doesn't cut his foot off getting out of bed. And then we'll just go and sit on her own bed. She's staring at you, but it's hard to tell if she is or not. The mask is staring at you.
He's looking at the wall, so he can't see that.
But you feel it. You feel eyes burning into the back of your neck.
If Barros is asleep, I'd say he probably sees a little glow come from Astra's hair. Not much, but just a little something.
What's going on with you?
Okay, so ASMR, we kind of have like a guardian kind of thing, and he visited me for the first time since before I left the island.
Is this guardian in your backpack as well?
No, he just turns up every now and again. Usually have a joke or something to make me happy, or this case it seemed like a nudge in the right direction, or to tell me I was doing the right thing, so that helps a lot.
So you can't speak to gods, but you have a guardian that turns up and basically acts like a god?
Or like my own little messenger of a different feathered kind.
You people confuse me. If I started hearing voices, I thought I'd start going crazy. Get down with the space sickness.
Barros is the only one who doesn't have a little buddy now.
I just realized that Veros is the only person that doesn't hear voices.
Also, it's the description for Astra's hair, by the way, kind of like a Jacob's ladder, which is like the two metal prongs and the electricity.
Like electricity jumps.
Yeah, like working its way up.
Got off track there. No, I don't. I think it's just a connection with the ASMR that we have to whoever our deity is, I suppose. Though speaking of crazy, Cyrus did go a little bit. Cyrus was acting weird, like weirder.
I was going to say it's not normal. It's normal for him to be weird.
Different, like worried, like afraid, like freaking out about something.
Did he see Atlas again? Not Atlas.
No.
Atlas.
Well, he did, but not then.
Oh, right.
We were outside doing the lap, and I was in my own wee world, and he was freaking out. Like caught in the trap.
I mean, does he have a spirit guardian or whatever they call it?
Probably. But they're usually, like, mine's nice, so I don't see why they'd be freaking out about it.
Yeah. To be fair, when people are nice to him, he does freak out a little bit.
He more so grumbles than freaks out, but maybe he'll open up more in the morning. Maybe Atlas can get through to him, actually. Maybe that wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
Okay.
Atlas has a weird way of getting through to people. It's normally through that stare of hers. It's like you can feel it.
Yeah, even if she's not staring, you can still feel it.
Yeah, gives me the creeps.
Anyways. Good night, Barris.
Alice's little owl ears burning.
It's not nice when people talk about you behind your back. Is it Atlas? At least they're not calling you a dick.
And while this is all going on, Volga is soundly sleeping in his bed.
Volgir is soundly sleeping in his perfectly organized room.
After Aegon's like neatly curled up in a little like donut ring.
He's just spinning
There's
his
like a
statue.
little chalk circle exactly where he is. So Vogue is like, this is your spot in the room.
He has to fill it perfectly. And if you open the door, you're greeted by a Volga statue.
Volgear's defense is Volgear
Volgear.
2.0.
What you don't know is I'm going to enchant that thing so it shoots you if you walk in.
Of course.
You'll get so used to it not doing it that when you do walk in, you'll just be like, "Phew."
Alrighty, so you all rest up for the evening, unless there's anything else?
Thank
Try
God.
to sleep.
Even with healing, I was not looking too great.
Whoa! My chair just broke.
Did you actually break it? Because I've been predicting that for some time.
No, it's okay. I think a gear just went.
A gear? It's
That
not a
means
bike,
you broke
Brian.
Maybe it is a bike. We can't see it.
Yeah, he's just sat on an exercise bike this entire
Constantly
time.
Fuck, you get so fucking fit. Could you imagine?
Oh, I should do that. I should get an exercise bike for D&D.
Same.
Whole time, like,
If you
yeah.
if you stop cycling, it turns off the computer.
Yeah, it's like an energy.
Exercise.
You wouldn't even be able to tell that I was like endlessly cycling because I'm just bobbing along to the music half the time anyway.
Oh shit! Yeah, I haven't signed on to Roll20 yet.
And I
I
did
was
that
missing the
yesterday.
music.
2 hours it took me
It
till I
was
realised I
frozen
wasn't
for
this.
me.
There it is. Sleepy sleep.
So-
Slept.
Rest a week the next day. It is, as you normally expect, a new morning. There is breakfast awaiting you as part of your room package. How many nights have you all paid
My
for here?
Discord is fucking up. Can I leave a sec?
Hey, just drop it and come back in.
God,
Yeah,
how many nights
I
have-
paid for 3 nights, so probably June.
Yeah, I think we've been here for about 5 or 6 nights.
You have been here
Is it
for
that
nearly nearly 8. This is like your 7th night.
Damn.
So I've some of you paid in a week in advance. I think was the.
I can't remember if Volgear paid for my week.
Today
When
would be
he
the
had
last
the
night for
money.
some of you, and if not, some of you may owe a few extra days, but it's assumed. Just...
How much is it for a night?
25 shits. I've got here in my notes.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I thought you said 25 shits then. It was like, what?
Yeah, I paid for 5 nights for you.
Someone's walking around with a bucket. Time to pay up. Ugh.
As you
Need
like go to pay,
fertilizer.
the bartender kind of like gives you like a little like nod. And goes like, well, you know, if you're planning on staying here for the ascension, you can always do a little deal. You know, not really expect more people coming into the city after like it closes off.
Oh yeah, you must be losing out on your trades pretty badly here.
Yeah, I need to rely on people like you or staying. So I mean, if you like, we could drop it down. Just say 20 chits a night for you all. Just if we've been for good repeat business and custom, and then sure in another week we can talk about if we want to bring that down even further. As you come long staying renters.
Mm.
That sounds good for me. I'll pay for another week.
I will also pay for another week.
How many days of it is it till the ascension?
Is it 20 per room or 20 per person?
20 per room?
Yeah, 20 per room.
So a week is 140.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cyrus will just pay for the room.
Astro pays
open.
70, if Barrows pays 70.
It's the 18th and the
I'll just
ascension
pay
on
for
the
140.
30th. So it's you've got like just under 2 weeks until the ascension itself. So
Right, I'm going to pay for a week of mine. He's just happy he's getting money.
yeah, exactly.
While we're all sitting down to breakfast, Cyrus will look around the group and be like, is there anything we need to do this morning before we head off to the marketplace?
I don't think so. I think we should get there pretty early, though.
I
We don't
mean,
want to We didn't exactly give an exact time.
I think with last night's events, we may be a little more recognized. I don't think it's to the point that the guards are going to be actively looking at us or following us, but I definitely think we're going to be somewhat on their radar again.
Mm-hmm.
We could attempt to drop it down a little bit, just
Through the morning.
for a morning.
What time does morning take us to?
Take us to afternoon. I'm assuming, I'm guessing.
Yep, that's how time
That's how
works.
time
Good
works.
job.
This is like morning to afternoon, afternoon to evening, evening, night.
Well, it's 3 segments, so it's
Oh, sorry.
it's morning.
Well, night's just
Um,
like we have to sleep
yeah.
pretty much.
Morning is effectively kind of like 8 a.m. to like it's like an early day. It's more early,
11,
late
12?
night.
Like 8 to 1.
They're done in
1
segments of
to-
8, so it's like 8 to 4, 4 till 10, and then 10 till 6 or whatever, like that kind of.
So if we spend the
It's math
morning,
on
we're going
there,
to miss our meeting.
Well, we could
Yeah, so we
spend,
could
you know, most of the morning and then finish up in the market. It'll look less suspicious overall, rather than just like beelining to the market.
Fair enough.
Yeah, the
I
time
do
they're
wanna-
more for like allocation of like, you know, it normally takes this much time to achieve something, so like you can break it up very, very small. Like
So if we went from 8 in the morning to midday, decreasing our notoriety, and then midday to like 2 is marketplace.
yeah, you wouldn't fully do it, but you'd effectively put like half a segment towards it, so you'd have to use a secondary half like later on. Like you normally like into it.
Well,
Sightseeing,
it-
meeting
Yeah.
with a council member, more sightseeing.
well, I need to
And
go
then-
shopping. I want to go shopping, so if anyone wants to shop with me this morning.
We could all shop together. Tourists shop, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Keep the score low, I suppose.
Are you looking for anything in particular, or are you
I'm
just
I
browsing?
wanna see about some new armor.
I'd say the whole way throughout the morning, Astra's just side-eyeing Cyrus the whole time.
He is acting like
thought-
last night didn't happen.
I thought you were gonna say Barros there. It's like, what the fuck did
I
Barros
knew
do?
I did, and then I was like, I think the names are too similar in my head, so.
Coming
What's your
from
insight
Astra and
like?
Atlas, yeah, fuck me, guys.
Your insight's like 17, isn't it? Passive.
16.
It's like he's obviously trying to act normal. He's just
He's
like, what
he's
are we doing?
aggressively normal.
He's like, what are we doing? What's the plan? Where are we gonna go? What do you want to do? Oh, you want to go shopping? Are you browsing? Like, he's asking questions, which he usually wouldn't do. He's like, let's do things. Let's not act like something happened last night.
In comparison, Atlas, who normally does not shut the fuck up, has not said a word.
It's Freaky Friday.
Sometimes I wish Atlas didn't have the mask, because I feel like Asher would be trying to think like catch Atlas's eye look at Cyrus, catch Atlas's eye look at Cyrus, but she can't tell, she's got
And
the
instead,
iron
you
on.
can just see red lenses.
So when you say you want to go look for new armor, are we going to the blacksmiths, or do you want to see if the market has any, or?
We could have a general wander. I'm not quite sure what I'm looking for yet,
Let me
but I
go
think
to
I'll know it when I see it.
Blacksmith, see if they can make you up something. in particular.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to go for something that's not going to bankrupt me, considering I've got a giant statue of myself upstairs.
Maybe you could sell it in the market.
Yeah. I wonder how much it would sell for. Can I ask the question, Kondo?
So what exactly are we doing in the initial morning?
Should we go over to the blacksmith first to start? If
Yeah.
people want to
Go.
come.
They haven't been there yet.
Some of you have been to the Defenders Beacon. You kind of like approach kind of the lower district, kind of near the Grand Airship dock. Kind of in this kind of get more adventurous district. You see outside there's a little fortune teller, kind of like set up on the street. And there is a behind that, like the wooden framed cabin with a reinforced wooden door and a row of flowers around the building itself. And you see the chains hanging from the walls inside through the window, like the main blacksmith building there.
I'm assuming it's open, so
Yeah, you step inside. Your little rattle of chains bouncing off the door frame as you throw it open. You see they're all like connected to the big like billows and like a variety of systems kind of around the place. What you kind of hear from the back, like, "Just a moment, I'll be with you in 1 second." And you see kind of coming out from behind a little kind of like furnace there. You see this like quite strong looking like high elven man who kind of like approaches and goes like, "All right, what's up?"
Well, I'm just looking for some armor. I'm thinking something kind of like a scale mail or something. Just looking for what you kind of do or anything like that.
Just basic stuff, yeah. We got that.
Mhm.
Thing here. He kind of like looks at you and goes like, "I've brought a few. Most of my stuff is not sized for your stature, but I can always rework it." And he kind of produces a few like pieces for you to have a little browse at. You inquire about scale mail. He pulls out quite a nice looking actual like full set of scale mail. He goes, "That'll run you about 50 gold there. Give me about an hour just to get it refitted for you." Scale mail as is in the player's handbook, so it's just this coat and leggings of leather covered with like overlapping pieces of like metal. There's a pair of gauntlets as well attached to them.
And would yourself do something like hide as well as another option?
Yeah,
Or
I've
would
got some
you,
hide. More stuff. I normally build on this for the stuff. I've got more leather than direct hide, but this is a bit more crude. This, and he produces like it's kind of almost like an Under Armour. Looks like it's like thick, kind of like, it's not like padding. It's still like leather, but instead of like solid boiled leather, it's like more floppy, soft offcuts that have like kind of been stitched together that then you could lay over like scale or chain over the top of. It's like if you're just looking for that, probably cost you about 10 gold. If it's not, I just buy it in and have it stitched together by my wife.
Okay. I'd love to think, because I do like the scale mill, but I think it's a bit out of my price range at the moment. So I'll have to have a think, and I'll have to come back.
You have to remember as well, scale mail's quite. He like waggles it and makes like a rattling noise. As the scales all flap against each other and goes like, "I know you said it's only a price point, but you get the same level of protection from something like a breastplate." And like pats it and like there's this like very nice, very well fitted looking breast piece. And he goes like, "Do about the same level of protection as a full scale mail would, to be honest. It protects all the important bits. It's very expensive though. That's about, you'd be looking at a good 400 gold for that, but it's a bit more quiet, doesn't rattle around as much. Or if you don't want to make too much noise as well, it's a similar kind of price. It doesn't offer as much protection, but again, it's a bit quieter. Would be the chain shirt here. It's not full chain mail, so it doesn't have anything else to bounce off apart from the actual individual rings. They make a little bit of noise, but they're set on the back of the actual like leather itself, so it does quieten down, and you can wear stuff over the top of it as well."
Ooh. I'm not too concerned about the noise. I've got a way around that. It's just more I think it's more the price at the moment.
Fair enough. I mean, I've got ring mail, but it's quite heavy.
How far off your price point are you, Vulgar?
Fair enough that I wouldn't even consider like I'll just turn around and I'll kind of whisper like, "I'm a decent chunk away. It was a bit more than I was coming in at. I think I need a good payday sooner rather than later. It's good to know I have a target now."
I can always spot you some coin if you need it.
Or if we trade in some items, we might be able to help cover some of the cost.
If it helps with things in Tangier, everyone, it's 5,000 chits for a better scale meal.
Yeah. So I've got about 1,500 spare at the moment, and then I've got another 1,000 in my current armor. So I'm about halfway off. So the gambling did me good, but I've been bridge dry left, right, and centre. So I think I'll leave it for a bit and then come back. Can't leave myself undefended.
Do you know of a location, a shop, or would you sell hooded cloaks?
I wouldn't really, not really my vibe. You'd be looking probably more like a tailor for that kind of thing.
Okay.
You could try an Annabelle's.
An Annabelle's.
Yeah, she's got a shop kind of down near the airship docks.
Brilliant, thank you.
Welcome.
Alright, did you say there was a fortune teller outside?
There is indeed, yeah.
I think Beros will probably get a little bit curious and wander into there as everyone else is kind of looking at the armor.
Yeah, the like a little tent almost like set up on the street next to a little like a little self carriage that kind of like extends out the tent with a few like pointed up support strands to kind of like hold it there, and you have to like push aside the tarp that kind of hangs in front of the door. Your nose immediately set by the smell of incense from in there, and you hear a voice call out, just go, "A new one crosses my path, eh?" You look over and you see through like the little haze in here, there's a figure, hood kind of up over their eyes there.
Ask them where they got that cloak.
They have a crystal ball in front of them, and you can't really make out much of their features because it's so dark in here, but you can kind of see they're like glancing at you from under their hood. Come, child. Come close. Sit.
Beros will encroach forward and sit down.
Tentative clip clops.
I hear your hesitation. Do not worry, child. You're perfectly safe here with me. For a mere piece of silver to warm my palm, I could tell your future on the ball or by the cards, or... Is there something else?
I can do.
Takes it. Tucks it up under the hood. Kind of begins like inspecting the crystal ball, rubbing it back and forth. What is it you ask, child? What is it about the future that has you wondering, curious?
I want to know my purpose.
As do many of us in this world, child, as do many of us. Indeed, we can probably find your purpose. Let's see here, let's see. Oh, I see it shifting before me. I see it taking on shapes. I see beautiful lights. They could be stars, or maybe the lights of the theater, of stardom, perhaps. Fame, maybe, warrants you, or adventure, perhaps. Any of that doing that for you?
You like that?
Sure.
Let me see, I'll focus in on a thread here. I see that you have many roads to travel to get to where you wish to go. This purpose of yours. I see a great many things before you, obstacles to be overcome. I see there is a woman in your life who must be bought or found, maybe? The spelling is unclear. But it is something of this woman must first be dealt with before you can achieve your true potential of this starlight, this beautiful limelight of stardom that you so find yourself drawn towards. Yes. Do you know such a woman, child, who that may be?
I know a great deal of many women that it could be. But
I'm sure you do, child. Madam
I
Aglaene
suppose-
would not be afraid of someone of your stature. Do not worry.
I suppose I could connect that story with someone.
Maybe, perhaps, someone you loved, past, perhaps, or someone you will find yourself to love, I wonder. Someone you have traveled with, or someone you travel with. These are all potentials, all things. If you can find this one, that will be the key.
Julie nodded.
Oh, child, someone is reaching out to me. Someone from the great beyond. Oh, could it be? He is here. He says he knows you. He says he's proud of you, but the connection is so weak. Another silver will be needed to bridge such a gap to the great beyond, child. Please, the tether, it wanes the longer we wait.
You're very good at your job. I'll pass a silver over. You're entertaining me.
He takes it, and then she goes, "Oh, it is not my job, child. This is my calling, my passion. Yes, he's here now. I sense him before us. No, it can't be. Such a connection is normally reserved for those from beyond. Oh, this is very strange. Very strange indeed. It says they know you. Your name, it begins with an L. Is that correct? An L?
That is correct.
L, yes. And then it's followed by a
Leros.
Y. They're telling me a Y follows this name.
That is correct. How do you know this? You are truly powerful indeed.
Indeed. Leros. I'm hearing someone.
That is my name. How did
Leros,
you
yes.
are so powerful.
Someone of the This is someone of the what is it? It is like the things on your feet. Leros Klopp. Something of that nature. You carry something with you, something not physical, something almost like a shadow that follows you. Leros Klopp shadow. Yes. Leros Klopp shadow reaches out to me. They tell me that they're not dead. No, they live. They're wondering where you are. They say that they care greatly for you, and they wonder what has become of you, where you have gone. They miss you greatly. They say that they are proud of you, boy, and they wish you to return home. Do you know Leros of the Klopp Shadow? Do you know who may be trying to call you home?
I do.
They have a great strength towards them. They call you close. The connection is so weak, perhaps because they are not dead. That is why I'm struggling so much to find it. Oh dear, woe is me. They say that they miss you greatly. They also say that you will find a great fortune, one that they have hidden for you. But interesting. They say it was not left in their will. It is to be proven. You must prove oneself to acquire these things. Did you know that person you're thinking of, they had some great bit of wealth stashed away?
I did not.
Oh, they do, child. It may not be necessarily physical wealth, no, but it might be wealth of great knowledge or hope or love, perhaps, maybe. Indeed. They say it is, one whom even they do not quite know its true location. But they believe that you may be the one to find it. They wonder if maybe you already have. Have you found this wealth, child?
Maybe I have.
That I would advise you do not return home. It seems as if there is envy if you have found such wealth. They do not want it. They would like it returned to them. They worry that you will have used it all for your own gain.
Thank you. I appreciate you telling my fortune.
They've left us now. It's just you and me here, and you and Madame Gabali. Indeed. Is there anything else that troubles you, child? Madame Gabali can help you with? Oh, shit. And one of the silver coins falls out on the table, and you see a hand come out of her chest, scramble, grab it, and then pull it back into the robe.
I'll pass another silver and be like, you've been quite entertaining. And the name's Beros, and I'll start walking out.
Ah, it was a B, not an L. Such similar letters from the beyond, you know. Hard to judge. Thank you for your patience. Tell your friends. Tell your friends. And as you're leaving, you hear like, I think that went really well. Oh, shut up! And you step back out in the street.
I do. Now I have to go find Ross Clopshadow.
Ross Clopshadow, he's out there. She's
He's out
out there.
What were you doing in that tent?
None of your business.
All right.
You see the signs, Simon. It's clearly a fortune teller's tent.
Did they tell you anything good?
No, it's a scam. But I was feeling a little left out. All of you are speaking to gods and guardians and swords.
What are you talking about? No, nobody's been speaking to anybody. No, nobody's talking. Why? What?
I was speaking about Astra.
Let's say you can borrow the dragon if you want the dragon.
Oh, that would explain why she was crying. She looked very happy. Yeah, that makes sense.
You're very defensive about that.
I'd say you could
No,
borrow
not.
the star mark, but I think you'd break it.
Maybe
Probably set
probably
on
break
fire,
it.
to be honest.
Oh, this raw sex appeal. It's too powerful for the gods. Right, anyway. I think it's like a couple of creatures in the trench coat. It's kind of funny. You can go in there if you want.
I think I've
No,
had
I'm-
enough fortunes told recently.
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Yeah, I think I'm set.
Marvelous. It is very entertaining. Right, where are we off to?
Would we have time to visit Annabelle's?
What are you looking for?
Cyrus and me struggling with elven names. I thought it might be a good idea if we acquire some cloaks if we're going to start actively resisting the archmages. Then maybe it would be good to get a few disguises, so that if we're spotted outside by the wardens or civilians, our appearances will be somewhat masked, even if not entirely.
That makes sense.
When you say appearances somewhat masked, you'll just hear a little laugh from Atlas.
You're obviously very obvious with your mask, so maybe if you put the star mark on and cover your head with a hood, you won't be as recognized. You can breathe with the star mark, right?
Yes.
Well, there you go.
So, and
Annabelle's.
Annabelle's.
Yeah, you seek out an Annabelle's. It's very following the like general directions. It's fairly easy to find. It's kind of like down towards the airship, kind of like dock itself. And as you kind of like see it coming in the view, you see it's this like two-story building. Although it's like it kind of a little small run of 3, it kind of sits in the center. It's this tall like structure, sloping roof with a lovely like purple slate top, like with lovely marble walls on the side. And it's got this huge window display in the front. And kind of like looking in, you're like greeted immediately by that like just very beautiful display. You see there's mannequins there, like fine ball gowns, you see formal attire, feather boas, swimwear, like all kind of like on display. And there's this big like ornate door with a beautiful like stained glass window there as well.
Enter the shop.
Ding ding ding. The bell jingles happily. Step inside, and you see as you step in, there is a high elf there. She's busying herself around an individual who's like stood in this kind of like little round area surrounded by mirrors. She's got like a little long tape measure, like a little yellow tape measure, and she's going around taking various measurements of this woman who stood there. And she's like, "Oh, don't worry, darling, we'll find something just so perfect for you. You will be the belle of the ball, my dear." And she stretches it out, takes the measure, and she makes a small note. And you notice as she's doing it, she's like pinching her hand and writing on the air, and you see a quill is like writing itself on a little like desk nearby. And she goes, "Yes, of course, perfect. Oh, just as skinny as the last time. You probably wouldn't even need to take your measurements. So consistent as always, dear. I'll be right with you all. Feel free to have a little browse." And she pulls across one of the little sliding like screens to give herself and the clients some privacy. Looking around, you see these mannequins. There's various like folded up pieces of like fabric on display. There is a variety of different like beautiful like gold buckled like clothing here, long flowing dresses, a selection of corsets on display, an entire wall dedicated to ties, bow ties, like all like little matching handkerchiefs as well.
Is there a buy one get one free section or a
discount bin?
There is
bargain bin.
There is not a bargain bin if you look around, but there is kind of in the back left corner of the store. There's a section, and it says it's just very plainly labeled, where everything else is all like stand out of like, you know, like this summer fashion, and you know this like and all this, and then you see like past seasons in very plain in the script writing, and most of the clothing back here is folded up neatly. It's not on display. There's no mannequins or anything like that. It's gonna be a lot of sifting through trying to find stuff, but it's just all, you know, folded up.
Cyrus will start sifting for cloaks.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Atlas
any particular
will be
color.
drawn like a moth to a flame with anything with a starry motif or celestial motif.
Oh, Atlas, there's one in the window, and it has a beautiful, like, big, ornate, like, label to it, and it says, take the ascension in style, be one of the stars, and it's this, very beautiful. It's like shoulderless ball gown that like falls about from the chest. All the way down to the actual, like the floor almost. Probably just stopping just short, just above the ankles. It is of a
For an elf, probably not for elf.
yeah, for Atlas would be definitely dragging on the floor, but it could be taken up, you imagine. But it is this beautiful, like dark navy blue under fabric, which is like satin. It looks like it's got that real kind of like velvet kind of like shimmer to it, and it has these little diamonds all like bejeweled through it, or at least like faux diamonds all bejeweled through it itself. And then over the top of that, kind of from just like above where the midriff starts, elegantly stitched through, there's this almost like gossamer fabric that falls over the front and then connects again on the bottom, that gives the whole thing a real like etherealness about it on the lower half.
Is there a price tag?
There is no price tag.
Yeah, I thought so.
Go away. Walk away in shame.
No, she will not look away. She will still ooh and ah.
It says POA on it. It's little. It's very pretty. There are other things as well. There's like little, various like little like hair pieces or fascinators, things like that, or scarves. Like even that little gossamer style. There's like a matching scarf with the little bejeweled like kind of like twinkle through it. That could be like it's something like it's a scarf that serves no purpose. If you showed it to Cyrus, he'd be very annoyed about it because it'd be too thin to stop any cold getting like through and that kind of thing. But it looks very pretty.
Atlas already wears a scarf that has no purpose.
Yeah.
She could get a fancier scarf that has no purpose. Well, hers does have a purpose, but not warmth.
Bit of sifting, Cyrus, and you eventually find a couple of cloaks here. Most of them are quite heavy wool, it seems like. They are definitely winter cloaks, is the intention. It looks like they've fallen the season because you're now coming into spring, so they are no longer. So they're all back, and they are. None of them, I will say, are in. They are not discreet. The designs in this place, they are, even like one you find, you're like, perfect. It's mainly black, and you pick it up, and yes, it is mainly black, but it's got these like beautiful clashing, like big gold brass buckles that like really like stand out. And where the actual hood itself is, whenever you pull the hood up, it's stylized like that of like a big like almost like a big bird's beak, like with like little eyes and all, almost like the front of almost like the front of like a fighter jet that's like done up like on the little teeth on the sides and all like.
I don't think these are gonna work.
There's one that's just like, it looks like it's been ripped off the fucking back end of a peacock. It's like you got the full feather ensemble and everything.
Is there any walls of just like fabric that if you wanted a item made out of them,
yes,
you could just pay like
there's
I like
a couple
this.
of walls here dedicated to just like rolls and rolls and rolls of fabric, and it looks like she does a lot of custom work as well. You see there's several mannequins always on the go. They're all pinned up half in the works and things like that. And after a little bit of time, she comes out from behind the little privacy shield with the client, and she goes like, "Well, don't worry. It will be ready probably, I would say, by tomorrow. We are getting quite busy, but I'll rush it through for you. Just make sure you have it in time for the ascension. Thank you so much for your patronage, and I'll see you then. Goodbye." And she leaves, and you hear the little bell, ting, ting, ting. "So sorry about that, my darlings. What can I help you with today? Welcome to Nanabelle's."
Hello. We were wondering if we could purchase some hooded cloaks from you. We were recommended you by the blacksmith up the road.
Of course, I have some lovely springtime cloaks coming in that really match the time of the season. Lots of greens and yellows and golds, or even some if you like that more, Sky City appeal. I do have a few of my own just simple branded items as well. Nice sky blue color.
We were thinking something a little more plain, maybe like a nice dark navy or black.
Oh, why ever would you
You're
wish to
hurting
adorn
her
yourself with such a
feelings.
thing? My dear, fashion is supposed to radiate what is inside. You're not telling me that you're just some black void in there. There must be gold waiting to punch out, a little bit of color, some excitement, maybe some fire in you, no? I see you in a beautiful, long, flowing, deep red with orange and yellow motifs like the flames.
That is very flattering of you to say, but I'm one for much simpler tastes. My companions might disagree, but I was thinking something just simple.
Yeah, well, I could do you something fairly simple, I suppose. I wouldn't have anything like that off the rack. Not really my style. You might find something like that in the markets. Things like that the workmen and laborers would go for. That would be maybe more what you're looking for. But I can certainly accommodate it. But if I wouldn't have anything right this moment, I'd have to get it made. Not overly complex.
That is, it's probably more my speed. Out of curiosity, the dress in the window.
Indeed.
How much is it?
Oh, it has been getting a lot of attention. I'm looking for about. Like looks at you all. It's.
I won't be offended if you say we look like we can't afford it.
I only say it because I don't know many people who would be able to spend that amount of money on a dress, but it is one of my finest pieces. It's 10,000 chits. The Archmage herself has expressed great interest in it. I think she's going to wear it for the Ascension.
I'm sure
But she's
will
still
look...
yet to put down a deposit, so if you wanted to pet her to the post, you certainly could. That's fashion, darling.
Well, I'm sure whoever takes it off your hands will be the star of the show. And he will slowly start to make his way out.
Yep. Anyone else?
I'll follow and kind of like lean into Cyrus and be like, well, if the Archmage is going to wear it, we could always lace it with poison.
That's not a bad idea, actually. Do you have any poison vials on you?
Let me look. I don't think I do. No.
There is an alchemist in town.
There is.
That is something to consider, Beros.
Not the same alchemist who we danced around enough that he was like, if you want to buy poison, just say it.
I think that was Lael and Aaron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Atlas will hover around the gown a little bit more. She will not try to touch it. She knows she is not allowed to touch it, but she will hover around a little bit.
As you hover around it, and Annabelle does come to you, she's like, would you like to try it on?
Oh, no, I don't think that's a good idea.
Oh dear, honestly, it's fine. You're not going to break it.
No, I need things that come up my neck anyway, and it'd be too long, and it's very beautiful.
Thank you. If you want to try it on, just ask, and don't worry about being too long. That's what safety pins are for, dear. I remember when I was a lot younger than I am now, and believe me, I look very good for my age, but I remember seeing something like that, and it inspired me to be where I am today. I would never take that away from someone.
Dawn.
Oh,
There's a
so good.
scarf to match
Just
and
back
everything.
up. just keep backing up.
But there's a scarf. You could wear it.
Yes, and if my mother was here, I would ask for it. But unfortunately, I don't have that kind of coin or confidence right now, so...
Asher will swivel on the dress. Like, how much is the scarf?
Oh, the scarf, dear, it's much more affordable. It's only a simple gossamer fabric with the bejeweled, they're just very, very nice costume jewelry through it. It's only about 100 chits for the scarf.
Asher will buy the scarf.
Fix it. Thank you so much for your purchase. Would you like anything else? Are you looking for a dress for the RA celebrations?
Do you have any other scarves that are more stormy?
Yeah. I did have...
Lightning would also pass.
You know, there was a chariot racer who'd commissioned something from me, but he's not been back to pick it up, and he's overdue by a couple of weeks. I don't think he's coming back. Hang on, I'll have to get it from my back room. And she exits the floor briefly.
Sure, hands Atlas the other scarf. Like, here you go.
She comes out with a... It is bundled up in her arms, almost like she's carrying a baby. It's a long... like, it's not like a heavy wool. It's a very tight knit, like, wool scarf. But it looks incredibly long. And it appears to be of this, like, primarily grey colored wool, but laced through it there is this beautiful like glitter thread that just catches the light and glints in certain places. And on each end you can see, so if you imagine the scarf is probably about 2 to 3 meters long, and of that, 1/3 of it is just like long like tassels of the wool that's been left to like stretch out. The idea probably being if you were racing very, very fast, it would billow out behind you quite dramatically.
Or if you were in a storm.
Nor if you're flying.
But yeah, so it's got this like beautiful like white glitter kind of like, which catches like a silvery white glitter thread that catches all the light as it kind of glints through, which kind of gives like almost had a similar effect of that little crackle of electricity, but it's not. It's what's limited by the fabric itself.
How much for this one?
Well, he'd already put down a small down payment on it. I could, at this point, it's unlikely I could find anyone else to buy it, and if he comes looking for it, I'll just tell him I misplaced it and make him another one. I'll just charge you for materials for it. It would be the glitter thread is fairly pricey. It's about 200 chits. Would you like them gift wrapped at all?
Okay, Asher will like start wrapping it multiple times around her face.
Yeah. It almost like probably billows out like here, like it's that very big.
Cozy.
Even though it's thin material, when it bundles around that much, you can see it will get snuggly, you know.
Yeah.
Looking wonderful.
Astra in a constant state of snuggle.
Pep's going
Plus,
to have a life
plus
of Riley
1
right
to
now.
coziness.
Yeah. Pip's just like... Pip's like abandoned. The Pip pouch has been abandoned. There's a new home for Pip.
If squirrels could sweat.
Okay, I think we're good. Thank you so much.
Alright. Nothing else anyone
Asher.
else requires? You step out the shop.
Yeah. Asher comes out of the shop, but you can probably just see eyes disappearing over the scarf. It's like, don't judge me.
The idea was to get less conspicuous clothing.
We can still get less conspicuous clothing. But you can't really see my face like this.
The scarf is very distinct, though.
I'm hidden. Kind of. She changed it so it's like a hood and then a scarf so I can see.
It's like one of those fucking infinity scarves. She like twisted it right.
And besides, look. And then Asher just like wraps the other scarf around Atlas. Sorry.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What time of day is it now?
Right now, it's probably kind of coming up on midday.
Well, I suppose we should probably make our way to the market.
Atlas will take off the scarf and fold it up and put it in her bag.
Asher's not taking the scarf off.
Astra will take the
Scorching.
scarf off when she's fucking dead.
Scorching heat, still wearing the scarf.
Astra, we're on a desert planet. Please, God, no.
Astra, we're going
Leave
into
on
a
the sun,
volcanic
okay?
Kiev. I like my scarf.
Good.
Head to the Grand
First off,
Market.
the
You know,
tea.
you see the quite familiar, getting more and more familiar kind of setting. And are you heading straight to your rendezvous, or?
Cyrus will probably view the stalls to see if he can find any inconspicuous cloaks on the way to the meetup point.
Yeah, you do a little search around, looking for any anything really that stands out to you. And yeah, you eventually probably find a little like a little area that works. You know, it's probably more of that, like, yeah, lots of canvas and a bit more, you know, run-of-the-mill, not as luxurious material. But you're able to pick up a cloak for about 50 chits, and it's just like a dull, like, you know, canvas cloak. You know, nothing's gonna keep the weather off your back too much, but you know, enough to break the wind.
Can he purchase 5 of them?
Sure.
We have now become the hooded cat.
He'll ask for like a bag, like a paper bag or something to put them in.
Okay.
Paper,
Yeah,
at least, save the planet.
Take your little paper bag to take away with. That's not a problem. Thank you
Bundle
so
them
much
up.
for your patronage. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much. Meets up with the others. Should all 5 of us wait? Or, because we said in the notes,
I mean,
me, not us.
I think it should be me or Atlas. We met her last time and at the bar, and then obviously, so she may be more inclined to speak with us. She's met us a few times now.
Hmm.
Maybe there's somewhere we can sit nearby and still keep an eye on you.
Atlas, you want this one?
I'm not great at talking to people, but if you want me to, I will.
I don't mind. It's just, I don't know. You have a stronger connection to this.
Sure. If I start tanking, you gotta run in there and save me, though.
Will not be too far.
Is there any like cafes nearby that's just
Stakeout.
Why do we keep trying to do stakeouts? And Harry keeps being like, there's nothing cool there. It's like, please.
One thing I would ask is it wise that the person who got spotted is front and center?
That is a valid point.
Why these
maybe
two?
if-
Why don't we have 2 people that like spot it, and maybe someone that goes and draws the person away to yourself who's waiting away, whether you're not in the direct line of sight?
Then it should probably be Barros.
Yeah.
Just don't
Good
try
at
and
talking, good at sneaking.
don't try and sleep with her.
I'll
Or if
No,
you
I'm
do,
fine,
at
okay.
least do it in a way that is advantageous to us.
I can work in support, and if he starts getting a bit horny, I'll hit him over the back of the head with a dagger.
No, because you don't know how to speak to people. Like,
I'm not going to speak to anyone. I'm just going to make sure you behave yourself.
you being there doesn't serve any purpose.
No. I'm not being there. I'd be nearby.
Well, we'll all be
If you-
nearby.
If you have
Just
to
in
hit him
case,
over
you know.
the head, then you'll be beside him. Unless you plan on throwing daggers at him.
I'm just going to... Volga will pull out his bow.
If this
We
all
should not
goes
let you out of the house.
poorly, do we have a plan for where we meet up again? You
I
know,
guess
in
you
case she alerted guards and they all descend on us.
Is it
That's why I say...
The Satan's pocket?
Sure.
or the student bar?
The student bar is
is
closed.
gone.
We can go through the window.
I don't think breaking into somewhere is a great way to not get noticed.
I think Satan's pocket is probably the best option.
Plus, if we
Okay.
flee into the Undercity, guards might not be so keen on following us.
Yeah, but if the guards are chasing us, it would probably be hard to heal a self-drawn carriage. And going into the Undercity without a self-drawn carriage from experience, is a bad idea.
But if you're dragging the guards there, I doubt that they're going to attack you.
Plus, we went down alone last time.
So
If
you
we're-
lose the
if we're all
guards, then you
together.
get a self-driving carriage. I think.
Hmm.
Lose the guards before you go anywhere near the state.
Fine.
Let's just hope it doesn't go south. No,
Like always.
Find somewhere nearby to at least keep an eye.
Find there's probably like a little cafe across the road if you want to set up there and keep an eye from a distance.
Bears will turn around. So, what are some of the points? I know we're trying to see if she would be swayed to go against the Archmakers, but that's the end goal. What's
Well, why don't you just ask some generic questions to see if she's with us or not, and if she is, then you tell her to meet us somewhere else.
If she shows up, by definition, because of what was written in the note, she's already having doubts.
Yeah, but that
She
could
needs
also
to
be-
know.
We don't go
It
in
could-
with we want to kill the
it could be a trap.
Archmage.
It
We
could
need to
be a
get close
ploy.
enough to her to see if Saparna can get the shard back.
It could
Basically,
also be a trap.
what we're trying to figure out is how she stands, where she stands in relation to the Archmage. Has the gladiatorial arena changed her mind? What are her feelings now about the Ascension with how things are progressing? Whether or not she has doubts, whether or not she thinks there might be a better way, whether or not she knows of any other council members that may sympathize.
There's kinds of members that have leverage against being held against them that they have to do what she says.
We trust you, Barros.
So is just Barros waiting?
We are all watching
And you're all walking across the road?
closely, but not so close.
We're keeping him in eyesight, but not obviously.
Then can I
How,
get my...
how close are we?
Something
is
to do
it-
like across the street to like a cafe or something like that, that we can get like set up and keep an
So
eye
we're
shut.
within distance if we need to react or something.
Yeah.
You're probably within, I
Within
would say, like
sprinting
100 foot.
distance.
But 100 foot away. It's close enough you can still see him comfortably, but not so close that it's like...
Close enough you can shoot a guard with an arrow if shit goes down.
Barros, while you are waiting, I would like everyone else to roll a stealth check, please. Because they're hiding in plain sight.
Okay. Before I do that, I'm gonna cast.
I'm half tempted to say,
I am
is it
not
worth
rolling well recently.
someone hiding somewhere in like a different location? So if we do lose sight, then we're not all losing sight straight away. But too late.
I got
Yeah,
less
you
than
reali-
Cyrus with a fucking +5 to it. Well, Volgar's made me feel better about it at least.
I'm casting Enhance Ability on myself and for the cat's grace, so I get advantage on dex checks.
So that just is a normal roll.
Yep.
Pay off. Better to roll normally than roll disadvantage. 11.
I love that it doesn't matter how good we are at stealth, we all got about the same anyway.
There's
Like, both the +1s got the same as the +5s.
It's you can only be so stealthy drinking lattes in a cafe across the street, you know, like
Especially looking the way we do.
yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to put the cloaks on? Maybe that'll no, not in broad daylight. That'll make us more conspicuous.
Maybe that's why we're not very stealthy. We're all
suspicious.
just there in like our hooded cloaks on a nice spring day, like
Atlas is double cloaked.
double cloaked.
Alright. So Barros, you are waiting for anyone you recognize for Elwyn.
We should have had him wear like a white carnation or something.
I think she'll know who he is when she sees him.
Time goes by. Those of you in the cafe probably rack up, I'm gonna say, a good like let's call it like 200 shit bill of hot beverages because waitresses keep coming to bug you of like, if you're not gonna buy anything, you need to get.
Damn, I wish we were in Vienna.
I'm gonna remove 50 because I'm not paying for the entire bill. I will pay my share.
I
I'll
feel
pay
like
for
Astra
it.
will order like a big plate of food and just eat it very, very slowly.
Bite.
Take at one
Bite,
point,
bite.
Veros might, not Veros, Volga might go take a walk.
She orders an entire cheesecake.
Yeah, Volga's just not going to be, he's just like, I'm had enough sitting here. He's going to take a walk, just do, like, walking around looking at some of the stalls just to bide the time.
And the time ticks by slowly. Well, eventually, Veros, you see a group of watchers, and they are moving through the market, and they are systematically stopping at every stall, asking at people questions, and then going about to the next one.
Did you
Do
bring
I
one of
overhear the watchers at any point?
Did
by
you
being
bring
in
one of the
stall?
smutty books to
If
pretend
you're one of the
like you're
stalls
sitting on
here,
the bench reading?
then you are also going to be at risk of them approaching you.
But if I start wandering away,
You have time. You both have time to safely leave the market, but like before you clock Elwyn, that's what you clock first.
I'll move back to one of the buildings outside the market. But
So-
eyes on it.
I will stay where I am.
I'll try and keep eyes on Veros though.
After a bit of time,
Just...
go ahead, Astra.
No, it's essentially stuffing her face full of cheesecake, so if they ask her, she physically can't answer.
Oh, and you guys like out of the. In my head, you're out of the market anyway. There.
Over. Do you know what happened last night?
Funny too much, and the guards are like, her mouth is full of cheesecake. Very well, ma'am, moving on.
And then looks to the rat and goes, "You, we recognise you. Don't know why."
Shoves cheesecake at Atlas.
Place is not bomb at
Yes,
this time.
Atlas has a mask.
Shoves
Just smushes
cheesecake
it on.
into mask.
Barros, you see that the guards are beginning. They're probably about one stall away from you, and they are beginning to finish up what they currently are. And you catch the odd like question. They like like kind of from over the top. They ask like name, like like what's your purpose for being here today? Where are you going after this? Like very just generic like checkup questions. Eventually, they come up to the stall that you've kind of like pitched yourself at or nearby. First, they ask the shopkeep. And then they all take a moment to grab you as well. And one of the guards approach you and they have their hollow strap up. And they go like, "Pardon me, sir, just take your name, please."
Better Stakov.
Not got you as a local, Beros. You're, I suppose, an out-of-towner?
I am indeed. I'm in here just taking in the sights, getting ready for the ascension.
Oh, good. That many satyrs would be interested, I suppose. Sense?
It is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
And what brings you to the marketplace today, sir?
I've heard that the marketplace is renowned. I was just browsing around. I was just looking at the stall. I may move around and stuff. Just having a look around, maybe purchasing a gift for my father, who lives up back on Lush, before I go back after the session.
Okay, make me a deception check, please.
— 16.
Hey.
Alright, yeah, checks out. Well, if you see anything suspicious, just feel free to grab any of the watches. Have a good
Will
idea.
do, officer.
So you go about searching. About an hour after the guards' little patrol around, probably Volgear find it safe to slip back into the market itself. Eventually, the evening begins to set in. Side of Elwyn.
I mean,
Mid afternoon comes and goes, and the sun begins to set.
I don't think she's coming.
There doesn't seem to be any sign of her.
Oh, no.
unless the guards got to that note first. Is it worth us just going up to her door and knocking?
You can knock on her door. I'll be standing 30 foot back.
I mean, we can knock on it with a stick. Maybe that'll do the job.
Very, very long stick, that.
I mean, we've met before. Maybe me and Atlas can just say, or me and someone else can just say that we're visiting. Checking in on an old friend.
Or a new friend. I think, my display trying to deliver the letter may have, ousted me from that mission.
There's a back entrance to her house. Not trying to be look like we're trying to rob her, but just in case.
Maybe she got the letter and she just doesn't doubt the Archmage.
Hmm.
That is true. As much as she may disagree with her actions, maybe she just doesn't have the confidence to go
Maybe she doesn't
against.
want to get thrown off this place.
Maybe we could give her that confidence so other people will stand up.
Or we could just set the library on fire.
It might be our best option.
Maybe this is something we have to do without her, and then if we succeed, maybe she can help us later with the aftermath. She's not a bad person. She's just scared. They all are.
You want me to do a walk by her house and see if the letter's still there?
It's worth a check.
Maybe someone else.
Well, I was planning on
Good
doing
check.
it as a creature rather than myself.
Maybe I don't want to insult you, but maybe one of us could pretend we're walking a dog.
Which one of you?
I don't know. He's more looks like they'd walk at us.
That would be you, yeah, Astra.
Both perceptive people.
Sure. I don't know how perceptive I am as a pup, but
Well, it can't hurt to try.
That's in yours and mine. Because you retain your wisdom bonus.
oh yeah.
And you also probably get some like keen smell or something.
Does anybody else want to come with? Just in case the two squishies get smacked?
I'm not as squishy as you think I am.
You came back half dead last night.
Yes.
I'll come with you, but I'll stay a bit back. Sure.
Okay.
Maybe Barros and I can go back to outside of the library and see how public opinion is on this exit form. Maybe people are getting a bit more agitated and desperate that their applications are not getting filed through. We could see if we could sow some general discourse.
At this time, are
If people are
still
queuing
lining
up through the night, they might be even more likely to get angry.
That is true.
Maybe we could get them to burn down the library for us.
We know that they're not sending anyone away from the city. We spoke to a couple of the dock workers. Not many ships have left. It's been 8 days.
Yeah, you'd think they'd at least started leaving by now.
Okay, so you two library, us.
Dog
Guiding.
walking.
Yes.
Got a favorite breed of dog, Astra?
Not particular. Are you Vulgar?
Sorry,
Do you have a favorite breed of dog?
Drake.
Both.
I think they mean an actual dog, Vulgar.
Did you not hit the bluff?
No, he went rar.
Try again.
Both.
Just on.
I don't speak dragon.
Well, we should head back to the tavern first at least, so I can hide somewhere and do this rather than, or find an alley at the least.
I'm about to say, is there a dark alley nearby?
I'm spending a lot of time wild shaping in dark alleyways.
Certainly
Will we
find a
leave
dark
the will we leave the library to later, Barros, or
He's gone!
will we do it?
The
now?
watches.
Cyrus looks towards the library. It's already on fire. Barrels is there on top of a flag. Like,
Viva la revolution!
He's shirtless. He's got like fucking charcoal smeared over himself. He's like fucking the guy in Mad Max playing the electric guitar all on fire.
Witness me! Witness!
Alice will sneak into a dark alleyway and turn herself into a dog. I put a mastiff because it was the only thing I could find,
that's
but
a
I'm
dog.
assuming I look like something less warhoundish.
Yeah, you can look more just like a regular.
Like a Labrador or something.
Look like ever Atlas
Sylvia's
perceives a
Ganon.
Labrador.
I was about to say, you probably come to my shoulder. So I'm face to face with you at the moment.
You're not that short.
What am I?
That smells good.
Yeah, true. I'm not as short as I thought it was.
Alternatively, I do turn into a mastiff and then Astra gets scary dog privilege so no one messes with her. That's honestly more fun.
I'm about to say, you're not far off as a Labrador.
Labrador's-
3'5". I'm 4 foot.
Can I turn into a great big mastiff instead?
Sure.
I got like
That'd
a
be tall.
like a Neapolitan mastiff.
Sure, you're a big ball of fluff.
A bowl of fluff? That's not a Neapolitan mastiff. That's like a... Oh, what are they? What are the giant bear ones?
Oh, Leonburgers, I'm thinking of.
Oh, yeah. I'll be a Leonberger, that's fun.
We'll draw a lot of attention.
Just like, oh, can I pet?
Neapolitan was, what Fang is.
Yeah.
The, like, big grey droopy thing.
Yeah, when you turn into a large breed of dog, and Astra has a lead and collar.
I do have a collar, but I don't think it'll fit a large breed dog.
Just put the bell on her.
Ding. Ding, ding.
I don't think I should use the strap from the squirrel bag thing.
You were tied around the neck, yeah.
Or a belt.
Yeah, she'll improvise one.
A bit of rope as well probably doesn't go amiss. And yeah, you
Woof woof.
lead Astra, Atlas,
Sorry,
and
Atlas.
Volgear all head up towards Element's house. You're walking by.
Okay.
The house
Once we
looks.
Once we get close, I'm going to drop back a teensy bit.
Get close, you're kind of
Pass.
walking along.
If there's a house at the other street, Astra kind of like leads Atlas over like as if she needs to do a sniff or a pee or something, and then we'll look at the.
Sure, make perception checks,
Heist.
both of you. Does a Mastiff get any benefits from like smell or anything?
Can I sniff around? I get advantage on perception checks that rely on hearing or smell.
Put that roll again, see if you get higher.
That one. Oh,
One better.
thank you.
It
Better
actually,
than
means
nothing.
it actually means your passive for hearing or sniffing is like 22, which is enough. 17 wouldn't be enough. But your passive general awareness, as you're sniffing around, you smell it. There is that stale stench of body odor that normally comes with someone who's worn armor a lot of the day, and down. It's kind of coming from one end of like one side of the house. Getting a little peek in that direction, you see there's a cluster of about 4 guards, all lying in a quiet wait.
I will tug on the lead to try and pull Astra past faster.
Astro, Atlas tug her along like as if she's struggling, but still keeping hold on like a big dog and little person.
Yeah.
And as we pass where the guards are, I'll kind of like twitch my head towards them a little bit. And keep pulling.
She,
Okay,
nudges.
Astro will keep walking.
You look over, actually, you don't really see anything in the darkness, but like, you know, you're aware something might be there, but nothing you can immediately catch
Yeah,
out.
she'll trust Atlas though, and just keep following her lead, pun unintended.
Kind of finish your cycle around the block, get clear of the
Was
house.
the letter still there or not, or did we not see?
Didn't look like it was there. You couldn't see
Okay.
it anymore.
Fair.
You also didn't see any glyphs. Nothing looked like it had been recast or anything.
Atlas will just keep walking as a dog back towards the bit and bridle, I assume.
Yeah, we head all the way back to the tavern. Yeah, unless you go over and investigate the house, nothing strange starting happens. You can head back safely to the tavern. Gonna stay in dog form and go inside and
I'm gonna try.
come in. You hear from the bartender like, "Sorry, we're not dog friendly. Really sorry. You need to leave him outside, please."
Take him like around the back stables or something so he can be safe.
Yeah, you can put him in the stables. That's fine. Just tie him up away from the horses so he doesn't spook anyone.
Okay, Astro walks around.
Turns back into Atlas. Did you see them?
I didn't see anything, but I kind of got a sense something was there.
Yeah, there were a bunch of guards posted up the side of the house. They smell really bad.
We took the ladder. She
Like
didn't get it.
Dale, B.O., and Nazi. So either she didn't get the letter and the guards found it, or she got the letter and told the guards.
It's like we're burning down a library. So much knowledge gone.
I don't know what it is about turning into a dog, but it always makes behind my ear really itchy. Itch, itch, itch.
You're making me itch.
She doesn't have prestidigitation. Try putting your sanitizing stuff on it. Maybe that'll help.
It's like a
Did we
mental
decide-
thing. I don't know.
Did we decide to go to the library, Barros, or did we go back to the Brit and Bridal to see how the others fared first?
You went to stir up this.
We can go to the library.
Yep, so you head to the library, you two. It's a bit quieter this time in the evening. There's still a little bit of a queue from people who've been waiting for the most of the day, but normally after a certain point, it looks like people basically told, cut off at this time kind of thing. You'll probably not get seen today, come back tomorrow. Some people do, have been camping out overnight and things, but most people just tend to go back to their homes and try again.
If we wanted to start a riot, I don't think now is the best time to do it.
No, you want kind of midday when they've been waiting in the heat for a little while. They're a little bit agitated. I thought this might be the case, but hey, at least we know now.
I wonder, is there any way that we could start spreading rumors that people aren't, even with all the reason to be allowed to exit, that they're not getting away? Did you and Volgir come up with any evidence that proved people weren't getting away?
Just a couple of dock workers, that's it. And it's their word against that, but it's better if we were to do it with a larger crowd of people. It only takes one person to panic and send waves through the crowds.
Yeah.
These kinds of things don't really work if there's only a few people around.
I guess we'd better come back tomorrow then.
Yeah. I mean, we can ask around, but
Yeah, maybe actually doing a bit of research, figuring out what the general consensus is. Because I would hate to waste the day. Every day that goes by, we get closer, and our window of opportunity closes. Look, I know the food is delicious in the market, but we're trying to have a conversation here. Could you hold off for a minute?
listen, I got this for free, so I've got to eat it.
Fair enough.
It's fine. It makes me look less intimidating if I'm chowing down.
Guess we'll try and do some research then.
Yeah.
Walk about, see if we can pick up anything people are saying.
Yeah, if you're just trying to look, are you just trying to wander the streets? Like, what do you...
Hanging around the library, trying to get a feel of like the people that have camped out, how long have they been there? Have they heard anything about any success stories? What's the general population's kind of opinion on how successful the Exodus has been?
That's going to be an insight check then.
I don't think I'm very good at that. I got a +1. How are you looking, Barros?
I can help you.
Yeah. Roll with advantage?
Yep.
That'll do it. Not 20.
20. The specifically people you're talking about definitely have a more negative outlook towards the Exodus, because that's why they're trying to leave. There's a lot of people who have family in other sky cities, and or in other areas of Kemno they want to leave behind, or maybe they just like don't really fancy the idea of like they never wanted to go into the Expanse, like otherwise they would have done it already, kind of things. They're quite happy here, so they're just like happy to uproot their life and go somewhere else. But generally, like the general vibe is this seems to be the chunk of the city who want one thing, and there's definitely a chunk of the city who want the other. It's you're just kind of not really in that. It's like taking a poll from Daily Mail readers, and like if you took it from the Guardian, you would get completely contradicting like results.
Yeah.
But yeah, the people who are here definitely are more inclined to like they would like it, the city stay, but that doesn't seem to be an option. So the only option is they gotta go, and they gotta find somewhere else to live. And some of them were talking about going to Elnareth and stuff, and even some of them were talking about going to the wood elf cities on the surface, because at least they're unlikely to ever fly. There's like doubts about the other cities whether or not they'll follow.
Do we get a sense of like how strongly they feel? Like, are they frustrated, or?
They're not frustrated. They're just they're waiting on, they're following application and
Protocol.
procedure right now. There's no real anger there that's like existing. Like bear in mind there's still 2 days left until the cutoff. So you imagine most of these people here, unless they're given good reason to believe that their applications are definitely not going to happen, they've no reason to not believe in the system. The system's not wronged them thus far. It's just, it's part of it.
Okay.
Someone talk about how they held off waiting this long to apply because they were worried if they were wondering if maybe like any of the other council were gonna like argue against it instead and push to stay, but that doesn't seem to be the case. And like so.
Well, I don't think we're gonna learn much more here.
No. We need to
incite a rebellion. We need to get something that'll make the people think there's no other option. Like, if the council are too afraid to speak up against the archmages, then the people have to do it.
But how do we do this without something going wrong? Without physical evidence? Right now we're dealing in hypotheticals, we're dealing with hearsay. It would take a massacre to steer these people.
Something as drastic as burning the library?
But why? Why would... Speaking from a point of politics, why would the government burn their own library? What does it prove? As much as I fucking hate that place.
If that's where all the records are kept, and suddenly all the evidence goes up in smoke in a tragic accident, then the government can never for certain say who was applied, and everyone who did apply would have to reapply. And that would delay the response of their applications, in which case then they will possibly feel like their choice has been taken from them, that the system is rigged.
So we burn it, then we spread rumors that
it's an inside job.
This will never happen. That they will never leave because all of their paperwork is gone. All of those applications, it would take too long and they're pushing forward, and so therefore they had no intention.
Exactly. I'm not saying it's a good plan, but it's the only one I can think of right now.
My only concern, it's a magical city. How the fuck do we light it on fire without them just instantly putting it out?
Well,
unless we were to do it now.
Nightshade said that the majority to keep the wards up around the council buildings to ensure its security, a lot of the focus will have to go to it, as well as the engines to prepare for this ascension. At the moment, that's where they're focused. They haven't had any resistance to deal with, they haven't had any opposition. All of their focus is on security right now, or at least the majority of it is. Maybe they do have ways of countering disasters, like a great fire, but if all their resources are already pulled to one area, it'll take them time to assemble it in order to be effective. Maybe a sporadic fire pushed a little bit by us would have enough of an effect to make the public believe that it was deliberate.
When me and Volga broke down into the restricted session, there didn't seem to be anyone down there. We were down there for a few hours and we didn't hear anyone. If we started a fire there, it could take hours before they even realize it's a fire. And by that point, it's too late. But we're also burning down thousands of years of history.
Maybe the others will be able to come up with another idea. But at the minute, I'm seeing limited options as to how to turn the tide in our favor.
We need to get the people on our side. And it would need something big. A tragic accident, for sure. Something that meant that they the people who did not agree definitely don't agree to the point where they are taking up arms. Maybe we burn down the library. Maybe they respond violently. The guards, the archmagus. Maybe that.
Any general large course drastic action that we are going to take is going to result in a lot of people getting injured. There's no way that this is going to go peacefully. Not with the state of things.
I just wanted to confirm that's what you wanted to do.
I didn't say it's what I want, but it might be what we need.
Let's bring it to the group. I don't want to do anything without them knowing. Last time I did that, well, you still don't shut up about those chains.
At least you're learning.
Right, let's get back. Get some ale down us and propose the great library become the great ash pile.
Right, you head back towards Bit and Bridle where everyone kind of regroups, and that's a pretty good place to take a little break. We'll be right back.
Dog.
And we're back. We're in the bit and bridle. Very good sit, but you're not getting my pen.
But she sat. That's how you get things. Everyone knows that.
You're not playing by the rules.
No.
Son of a bitch, what
No,
can I
that's
say?
I love
Same
that you
for a
teach
closed
dogs how to sit, and they're just like, sit means I get whatever I want.
Sit. Why am I not getting the thing I want?
If you leave Sylvie for long enough, she just starts cycling through all of her tricks, like, well, one of these has gotta work. Normally it does.
She's like a jail guard going through the keys, just like, what? No.
Okay, I've tried
No,
sit,
no.
down, shake, other shake, roll over,
Play
bark,
dead.
maybe.
In other news,
Speak.
In other news,
you're all back in the tavern. It is the evening once more.
you will notice that Atlas has been back to her regular chatty self until Cyrus arrives, and then lapses back into silence.
You'll also notice Volga is like sipping ever so slowly one drink.
Gotta save his
Like-
cash.
He's saving cash now.
Well, we went to the library.
Oh, is it still up?
It's still standing, but yeah, anybody there is clearly looking to get out. They trust the system. They believe that they are going to get away. They don't have any doubts that the Archmages will keep them here against their will. Not strong enough opinions to act, though. What was the, any luck with the note?
Guarded.
Oh.
Or there's guards nearby.
So she's either against us or they find the note first.
Unless we get her alone in her booth or something, I don't think we can.
It's not worth the risk.
They might be watching her now. If they, one, suspect her of going against the Archmages, or know that somebody is trying to contact her. We were
I suppose.
we were thinking of if we had to go down the route of drastic measures, setting fire to the library might be an effective course of action. The records of who wants to exit gets burned down. If we spread a rumor that it was done on purpose by the wardens and the Archmages, people might revolt. But it could mean a lot of deaths, and it will mean the destruction of their history.
May give us an opportunity to get her alone as well.
Where are the applications going?
When we went down to the restricted section, we could only find the applications of those who entered the Colosseum for that little 100-man race.
There's been a line around the library every time we've gone, right? There must be hundreds, maybe even thousands of applications going through. They're all paper. Surely they must all be going somewhere.
You're suggesting that we follow the ones accepting the applications?
Yeah.
Figure out where they're actually taking them?
Yeah. Either we find out how people are getting approved, or if they all dump into a big paper shredder, then we know that no one's getting approved. And getting the ear of the people rating the applications might be useful, right?
Mm. Might be an idea.
It's a little less destructive than burning down the library, so it might be worth.
It depends on the opinions of
Are you
those that are accepting the applications. If they are completely with the Archmages 100%, they may not be willing to give out that information, and they could deny any proof that we present unless it's concrete.
To the second stage of the plan. If we want to burn something down, and we don't want to destroy thousands of years of history, burning down the place where the applications go might be a good shout.
But what if they're not going anywhere? What if they're just storing them there, playing for time? It happens in 2 weeks. 2 weeks is not a lot of time. Especially if they're waiting on an application, they could be holding out hope for those entire 2 weeks until it's too late. Bureaucracy is the society's greatest enemy.
If
Because
they're
it
all
keeps
being
people in line.
stored, then at very least we'll know that the applications aren't going anywhere. It's better than my other plan.
Which would be?
Lie and say that I have a star mark and therefore I have a message from Siparna that they shouldn't ascend.
Would certainly get you close to the Archmages.
And killed. And I'm not a very good liar. Though I suppose technically I do have somewhat of a message. But
Is that not just stretching the truth?
I'm not great at stretching the truth either. Not when I'm questioned on it. Like when you're called out on a bold-faced lie, suddenly gets harder to lie.
So
But-
tomorrow, we follow the paper trail.
I figure it's worth a shot before we start, throwing
Burning
me at a
crisps.
wizard who will probably just set me on fire.
Suppose it's also a way to get close to her again. We all go. We all.
But what
You do what you
happens if we get close? You Atlas, do you know how to combine these two artifacts?
No.
Could always try asking nicely, and if that doesn't work, we kill her. Somehow.
I mean, if we threw her out the window, if we're in the same room again.
Even
She
if
probably has featherfall or flight.
even if we killed her, what then?
I don't know. I don't think
has-
that the shard
It
of
has to be the
Siparna
people's
is...
choice.
And I don't think the shard of Siparna is like an organ. I don't know how you get it out.
Maybe you have to will it out.
Maybe. There's also the risk that if I go see her, she wills it away from me. I don't necessarily trust myself with saving all of the gods, but I trust her even less.
It has to be the people's choice. They have to think that it's their decision.
Well, then let's follow the paper trail and at least find out what's happening to all those applications.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan, but I've got about 2 more days of chasing around nothing. We've been here 8 days already. It feels we're back to the start.
Does anyone have any idea on when they actually took the applications in?
Well, with the amount of people that are applying every day, I imagine they'll have to make several runs. Whether they take a self-carriage or something, I don't know how they're transporting them. But we could not stake out the library, but join the queue. Watch the people accepting the applicants until one of them leaves, and see where they go.
Maybe put a few in the library, just have a look around. The library seems to be their operation, and they seem to just let anyone through if they're saying that they need to get to the library, so it's less quiet, you can look around, and then I have a feeling they're not going to take it out the front door.
Okay. Some of us queue up, some of us go in, I suppose.
Those who queue up, maybe we can stir the crowds a little. Cause a little bit of a ruckus.
So in some skepticism.
It was so much easier when it was just kill terrorists.
Amen.
Well, I'm gonna go to bed. Big day tomorrow of achieving very little again.
That sounds like a good idea. That'd also stop me from drinking anymore. Olga's going to finish his drink and go to bed as well.
Yep. Alrighty. You all bed down for the night. Rise the next morning. A plan somewhat set. Breakfast. Head out across town. You head towards the Great Library all
Who's
together.
taking the queue? Who's taking watch?
I'll take the queue.
I'll take watch. I got a good eye for things.
I'll come watch with you if you want.
Okay. You may need to get a few books so it looks like we're studying.
I'm not exactly very persuasive, but I might be better in the queue as well.
I'm not persuasive, but I am perceptive.
Okay. Team watch then.
Atlas, you're on the watch.
Yep.
Barros and Cyrus clearing up. Else goes
Yeah.
inside. As Barros and Cyrus, you
Why
on the
are
back.
these all designated teams we split into now?
Barros and Cyrus, you guys go to the back of the queue. It's probably about a good halfway around the building already, even though you've come fairly early in the morning. Pardon me. You kind of get yourself there, queued up, and waiting. Vulgar, Usher, and Atlas, you kind of bypass the queue, go to the front door. As you get there, you see there's a high elf woman. She's got long, flowing blonde hair, flecked gold across her cheeks, and there's beautiful sun-kissed skin. And she's stood at the front of the queue and seems to be making a little bit of a scene. And
Oh, we love it. We love someone.
Barros, you would overhear in not Barros, sorry, who speaks Vulgar? You speak Elvish, yeah?
We're all good. Yeah.
So Vulgar you'd understand because she's speaking in Elvish, and anyone else who speaks Elvish are the other two ladies. I'm not sure who does. I don't think either of you do.
No, we don't.
You hear, but I applied 7 days ago. How long do we have to wait to get a response? And the guard replies, ma'am, I'm really sorry. We'll work your application as quick as we can. You will receive response via hollow strap sending once it's been approved or denied. I can't give you an estimated timeline, but they will all be sent out before the end of day today, or at the very latest, it'll be early morning tomorrow. Well, that's just unacceptable. If I need to get a ship organized, I'm not going to have time before the lockdown. Ma'am, I'm aware of this. I'm very, very sorry. There are lots of ships waiting in the docks ready to go. People are getting a lot of things shotted up. You may just be best booking one and waiting for the message. And once you get the approval, going. That would be my advice. Well, that's just not acceptable. Can I speak to someone else about this? No, ma'am. Unfortunately, there's no one on station to deal with this. If you'd like to take any formal complaints, you can take it up with the Houses of Arcanum. We are just here to accept the applications, and that's it, unfortunately. Well, that's just no good. I waited in the queue this morning for 4 hours. And as you kind of slip by.
So, apparently... I'm assuming you relay that, or don't you?
I'll just relay, just not happy with the way.
Cliff notes.
Yeah, Cliff note it. I'll Cliff note it like mad. And I'll kind of just walk down and go, it is odd that they're taking 7 days. I'm going to do it in a reason. Well, we're far enough away from the guard that he's out of earshot, but I'm going to do it so it's in the queue. It's like, 7 days. If it takes them 7 days to do this, we may never find out if you get it before you think. Just see if people start
Yeah, make
perking
me
up.
a general persuasion check.
She'll probably chime in, like, so you're saying we're too late then? This was all for nothing?
As you guys walk to the front of the fucking queue, not waiting in it.
Or you're saying they're too late then?
Does that give me an advantage?
Yeah, we'll do.
Yeah.
Retcon the...
They are
Program.
too late.
Hey, 18.
18, yeah, few people here, definitely a little bit of discourse, bit of upset. No one immediately comes outspoken about it, but yeah, there's definitely a little bit of mumblings, rumblings.
It's
like
building.
wasting our time.
Cost
Maybe we
a
should
small-
have to deal with your uncle that was talking about.
Cost a small fortune to get out of the Expanse once they're up there.
Yeah, and if everyone needs to leave at the same time, God help everyone. They're never all going to fit on those ships at the same time.
And Tevs will charge what they like.
Maybe we should have just all traveled together.
Chose to split the party, not me.
We're getting our split the party out of the system early before you start putting us against dragons and shit.
Yeah, and before we start getting into real danger.
You guys slip
Not
inside the
that-
queue, slip inside the
And-
library.
Yeah, as we walk up to the guard, because Volgir's done it so many times, he's just going to kind of preempt the guard with every word. Just like, yeah, I'm here to read a book. I'm going in there. I'm not here to sign that. Don't
Okay,
worry about it.
that-
I'm not doing.
Cool. Thank you. Okay. Sure. Now you go ahead inside. Meanwhile, down the line, Beros and Cyrus, you guys, what are you up to?
Okay, well, it's probably best that we stand together and just start having a conversation about it.
Mhm.
So, I'm gonna be like, so yeah, I was down at the docks, and the harbor master said that he's not scheduled any ships to leave for quite some time, and nobody's left.
What? Nobody's
The
left.
last bit.
It's
Oh.
been 8 days since the announcement. Like, I thought they said it would take 3 days to process people.
The only people that left were the winners of that little gauntlet they had. But they weren't even prisoners. They were just people who signed the application. Apparently, they just felt that they had more of a chance because no one was able to leave.
Seems a bit of a drastic measure that you have to go through that torturous event just to leave. I hope not all the applications are that difficult to get through.
Well, they've not got any more events on, so maybe they're just not willing for anyone to leave. I mean, they said it's going to be a few more days until the lockdown, and no one's heard anything. Maybe they're just using bureaucracy to keep people here.
Make me a persuasion
Oh.
check, one of you with advantage, please. Or 2 individuals.
We're starting this from
Nope,
the front and the back.
I'm leaving it to Beros.
Sure, Cyrus? You wanna roll that dice?
I'm sure. I'm very sure.
You start doing it, and you guys are talking for like a good about a couple of minutes go by before it seems appropriate for anyone else to chime in on your what is effectively a private conversation. But you're talking doubly loudly, like the almost the side we ever heard, and the woman in front of you turns around and you see she's like, I just heard someone at the front lines been waiting 7 days for her application to be approved or denied. just making a big scene or something up there by the sounds of it. So, I mean, if we are lucky to hear anything, maybe they'll rush them all through in the last few days, but I don't know, it doesn't seem likely.
Yeah, but if that many people get cleared on the last day, it's gonna be bedlam down at the docks. I mean, do they have that many Tevs to be able to take yous off city?
There's a lot of gondolas and stuff that can maybe do a smaller distance. I imagine if there's some kind of fuck up, they must have like an ID in place to like land the city and just let us off. Like we can land. We've done it before in emergencies. If it's that
Yeah,
bad,
but-
I'm sure they can put us down.
But if they're planning for the ascension, I doubt they're going to take the city lower. They'll have to return to the steady orbit and then boost the engines further in order to ascend. I'm sure they have had to map it out very delicately in order to leave the atmosphere.
Maybe.
I heard it took months to get them to the right place to be able to do this. They're not going to emergency land if, for the sake of people. If anything, they're going to ascend and then try and get them off then. But what was the point?
Make a deception
That'll be
check. Do not know this. This is bullshit.
They do.
Yes,
they know
it is.
things.
Shit's
This is
literally shit
it's
stirring.
speculation.
None not 20.
Working together, the two of you, like, you kind of see the woman get a little bit of doubt and worry in her eyes. She's like, maybe. Yeah. I need to find other ways to get off then, I guess. We still got a day. We're here now. May as well do it and say we tried. And she goes, yeah, just hold my place in the queue, and she leaves.
Step forward. Start the exact same conversation over again.
It's a very slow burn, and like it does. The queue is definitely getting like with the long waits and stuff like that, and the people trying to
What you really need is like a really annoying mime to like try and entertain the queues enough that everyone's like, let's just go.
and there's definitely a bit of worry and doubt, beginning to bounce up and down the queue, almost like a Mexican wave, as like these Chinese whispers are running all the way to the front and then all the way back down again, and like even things that you said like an hour ago bounce back to you, and like it's like, did you hear that they're just like shooting airships out the sky? Like it's just getting completely like absurd, like like exactly like how it does. Like the rumor mill is beginning to churn its own fucking engines.
I heard the Archmage is actually a lizard person in disguise.
But yeah, so it's definitely beginning to churn out some interesting rumors that you guys are waiting in the queue. Meanwhile, the watch group at the front.
I was about to say, are you trying to say that it's a Dragonborn?
It's that Dragonborn your wife left you for.
A Dragonborn may need to die.
The watch crew at the front, after surveying for a good about 3 hours of reading, whether you are paying attention to the book or not, eventually you basically see that the application forms are all being posted into these like strong boxes that are under like heavy lock and key and heavily guarded.
Watch the box.
And once one becomes full, 3 members of the watch basically take a new one from like a storage unit that they have, which is it seems to be empty. They put it like on the desk, replacing the other one, and then the full one is ferried through the library corridors, like away from the front entrance.
How far can we
see if I follow? Yeah.
Yeah, you can follow. I mean, you make stealth checks and without being detected. Yep.
Right. Asher probably will, but she'll make it look as if she's looking for a specific book.
Where's my dice?
Let's see. How long is that spell? No, it's been a
My
long
rolls have
rest.
been
We can cast it
absolute
again.
garbage tonight.
And my dice are still doing the shit that they were doing last night.
That's
I'm
not too
casting the
bad.
Hands ability again, just saying.
Stealth?
Still.
23.
Oof.
Oh,
Just for reference. Oh, you can't see it.
it doesn't.
Maybe you should
It
not-
doesn't
Maybe you
matter.
should not go on stealthy missions.
She is on a perception mission. No, it turns stealthy.
Everyone's quiet, and then you hear just chink, 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 chink through the.
I feel like she
through the
dropped
library.
it on her toe or something.
The other
Ah,
two are
shit.
able to keep
We're not
Astra
necessarily
stealth.
stealthing by trying to walk in silence,
Yeah.
though. We're trying to stealth and,
Like, move through a library.
not look like we're obviously following.
Luckily, the guards don't seem to be overly worried about anyone moving around the library behind them. They're like, you're, in a hostile situation
Yeah.
anyway. If they did spot you for whatever reason, they don't really seem to
You
give
could
that
just
much
be
of a
like,
shit.
I am reading a book.
But also, with an average stealth of 14, they don't seem to pay much attention to you all. You keep an eye on them from a far distance. They move up to the northernmost wall, where there is a side entrance to the actual library itself. And they step out
around here.
yeah, near that side. So it's almost on that corner, that northeasternmost corner. And there is a armored wagon, or armored stealth carriage there, with two other stealth carriages both set up. And they approach, carry it out through the door, straight into the side door. And as they kind of come out, the two guards who are going other side, not carrying the box, go out. They actually stop Beros and Cyrus, who are in the queue, and they basically just cast a little small flare of magic, effectively form like a little arcane, like not like a barrier, but like a little like thread of the same way a guard might use a shield or like a spear to push someone, like make a physical barrier. They just put it up as like a little like small, nothing offensive, just like a little please wait a moment, and the guy carrying the heavy box of applications comes out, goes straight to the door, which is opened from him by someone from the inside. They get inside, the two guards here with him. One of them goes back inside the library, and then the other one follows the guy in to the armored stealth carriage, which then begins moving almost immediately. The convoy begins and it races off, heading west.
Can I start beelining my way towards the exit
Same.
relatively fast?
Sure.
And I'm gonna
No
send-
running in the library.
I was gonna say, like, if Cyrus sees the box and the barrier disappears, he's gonna like nudge Beros and like look at the thing as if to go, I don't see the others. Should we follow that?
Yeah.
The door slams shutting on the side again.
Is there any self carriages around that we can hop in?
Follow that
Make
armored
me
carriage.
just roll me a luck roll, d20.
Sure.
I feel like Asher probably went out the other exit of the library and got the other cycle.
14.
Especially if she fucked up that stuff. She's like, I'm going home now.
Yeah,
Never
you
mind.
see that there is
That's
a
random.
you see that there is a stealth carriage like just down the road a little bit. You have to double back and like just round the corner to the side slightly. You can get to one fairly quickly within like a minute.
I'll quickly jump in and be like,
Just break out of the queue and run to the self carriage.
jump in and be like, I'll pay you 500 chits if you follow that that carriage.
What carriage? They start moving. What carriage are following?
500.
And yeah, he follows the direction you're pointing, so you go around the corner. You see up ahead, and they're moving at a fair pace. You see that they take a right turn at that road.
Go right.
But they
Right.
go south.
They take a right turn.
Are we out the library?
Yeah, you guys move around the front.
Oh, out there. Yeah,
Atlas is
I'm gonna-
going to, the second she's out the library, take up to the skies and try and sort of. Please
Meanwhile, I'm
helicopter this
beelining
shit.
it.
Make me a perception check.
Helicopter,
I'm beelining, like,
helicopter.
every possible dash, everything.
So Volgir running on foot. A self carriage will unfortunately outpace you. So
Yeah.
you're able to get to the corner. Probably
I'm
just as
just,
you see.
But I'm
just
gonna
guidance myself
see
here.
if I can. I'm gonna see if I can run into the market. So I'm gonna run to here and see if I can spot anything.
Sure. So
See
you
us
kind of
boarding that just through the market.
you basically
29.
you're looking around.
The
You
fuck?
clock it kind of going around the large bed of the market, past the road leading to the theater. Volgir, you kind of like follow back up to the road it was on. You get to that T-junction, you look left, look right. You like can't see anything immediately. You take a gut feeling and you head towards the market. Make me a perception check. Just you're like scanning through from the market itself.
Oh, bastard.
Volgir, the trail goes cold. because you had to wait all the way back down the library, come out, and then go all the way back on yourself, you're just, there's no, it's like you're following someone through a woodland. There's no tracks to follow. There's no dirt road, or it's cobblestone. There's nothing here. There's no obvious...
I would like to say that perception is on why Owlin are the ones delivering messages to specific people on specific planets.
What's pissed me off
You'd
is,
find
do
this
you know what
one guy.
Do you know what I should have done? Hunter's Mark, the sodding guard.
Yeah, give them that.
Well, too late now.
But between Beros, Cyrus, and Atlas, I'm not sure what Astra's doing in the situation. I think Astra's just like out in the street.
Lost in the library.
Atlas, Volgir, and Astra all get to the front of the library. Volgir just runs in one direction, and Atlas just goes up, and Astra's just there like, what? Where?
I feel like Atlas trying to, like, if she kind of sees the... I suppose she wouldn't see it turn the corner, but whatever general direction it went, because she's trying to figure out what's in that general direction in the city that would make sense as to where they go.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
you can make a general intelligence check based on where you last saw it move.
Okay. Go.
It moved northwest, so it moved along the north road heading west, the last you saw of it. That means it could have gone north towards the market and the theater, or it could have gone south down towards, like, the airship docks, perhaps, or, like, even all the way over as far as, like, the lower city. Theoretically, also, it could have gone, if it went, it could even, like, made its way back up towards the upper city as well. There's so many places it could go, Astra, is the problem. There's nowhere...
Yeah.
There's nowhere immediately within the vicinity of that road it was on that you last saw it. It was like, they're going to the bank at the end of the road. There's nothing like that. It's you can at least, you're like, it's going at least across the city to some level. It's going probably further than a good quarter of the city, you would imagine, but you're not sure of its exact location because you've lost sight of it. But luckily, there was a few people who do have sight on it, and they all continue surging forward. It comes to the end of the road there where Kearney is. It hangs a left. And then hangs another left. Makes its way all
Out of
the way
curiosity,
up.
do I see an Atlas flying in the sky?
She make a stealth check, Atlas, to see, because you would probably want to be hidden to some level.
Stealthy-ish. 18.
Hunter's Mark Atlas. I can track that bird.
I tried that one.
Follow that bird!
Okay.
An 18 stealth is funny to me because, like, there's no way a giant black bird is that stealthy, but it suggests that people just look up and are like, that's a big fucking seagull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it you basically were able to follow it fairly successfully without being detected. I'm gonna say your self-car driver because you're paying him 500 shits. He's ex CIA. He follows like 3 or 4 car lengths back. Like does all the correct things he needs to do to avoid being detected. Because you're willing to put the investment and make the success of the check. And yeah, basically it heads all the way up to the upper level of the city. It follows around the road that I've fucking completely forgotten existed. Idiot. Actually, no, it would take that route because it takes the dirt track up the back of the cathedral because to get to the House of Arcanum. So yeah, it actually connects itself up to the main House of Arcanum building at a rear access point there near the large tower. So it kind of follows like a narrow little winding kind of like security track that kind of goes around that way. It's normally only used for like more like specific areas. So your carriageway doesn't quite follow up that road. It probably sticks to the main road itself, like actually on the side, and you can see it pulling up. Comes to a stop. You see the individuals get out again, and they take the box into the actual building itself. And the second that they're in the building and secure, the carriage with the guard from before who got in, another guard comes out, hops in like on a rotation, and they begin following back the same route they came down. Volga, you probably see it on the way back. Like heading back towards the library.
I think Volga's going to give up and just go, right.
And when it comes back to the library, it takes a slightly different route. It doesn't go, it follows as far as where the green line breaks off, and then actually goes down around like so, and then forms up and creates the full loop.
Right. So Volga probably sees it somewhere about here.
Yeah, you kind of cut. You're like leaving the market, heading towards a bit in Bradley, but you see it trundling past back towards the library.
Yeah, I think Volga is going to head back to the bit. Maybe look around and see if he spots anyone else that's not
I feel
quite
like
caught it.
Probably see Asher limping her way because dropping the book on her foot earlier.
Yeah. So, should we go back and have a drink? I don't think we're going to catch this one.
Sorry, I'm just
Yeah,
still basking and nearly managing to get a 30 as a level 4 character.
Asher slowly limps along.
For a single moment, Atlas perceived everything.
Right. So if you head back towards Bit and Bridle, Atlas, anything you're doing in the skies?
Angry vulture circling because she can't get in the houses of Arcanum.
Your stealth, no watcher seem to spot you, at least for the initial period.
If she
You're-
doesn't see anything helpful to her within like a couple circles, she'll just start to fly back.
Cool. Your self-carriage driver will follow back along the route it came from, where he take you back near the library itself and pull you up, just around the corner of the site. He'll take your 500 chits gladly.
I'll pass them over.
Yep. And you have an accurate route of, even including the reset route as well, when there's. It looks like, from what you guys see, those who were able to follow it, there is always at least a driver, a guard carrying the equipment, or kind of carrying the objective, and then also a guard in addition. So there's always 3 in that main central carriage. And then there's also a rear and a lead carriage that also are there. You're not sure how many are in it. There's at least 1 driver in each, but there may be additional guards as well in them. And they're all fairly well armored. They're like military grade, like vehicles.
You could get the Dryas to do an ambush on them.
That might be a plan, but to what end?
We need a way into the
Houses
building
of
that they're-
Arcanum.
Thank you. The Houses of Arcanum to see what they're doing with the applications.
I don't think there's any way we're getting in there.
I will remind you, of the 3 in the main vehicle, the central vehicle, the one carrying the box and 1 other guard both go in together.
What if our friends were to ambush the patrol, the convoy, and take their place? We couldn't do it, we're not elves, but they are.
And what? I mean, what if it just goes to a big room where they're marking the applications?
Let me know.
Maybe we need to meet with them again, see if they have any ideas.
Well, apparently people are going to find out pretty soon whether their application was rejected or accepted anyway.
I think it's more of a case of they're going to find out or they're going to be stuck here. If it turns out that they're not being counted and the people are stuck here, there was a bit of panic and rumors going about in the line. Maybe finding out that all of them have been rejected,
Might start a riot.
the people may riot.
Well, if we need me to write an ominous message in the sky or something, hit me up.
Is there a way of the pads? All of that.
Sorry, say again, you cut out there.
Oh, sorry. Is there a way of hacking the holopads?
Like hacking
Holostraps.
someone else's holostrap?
Holostraps? Just generally.
Make me an Arcana check.
Are you thinking send out like a mass rejection fake?
Yeah, that's a 14.
A 14. I mean, you can break the like, if someone's attuned to their holostrap, you can attempt to hack into it to like gain access to it. Yes, but normally you have to physically have access to it. What do you mean like hack the holostrap? Is that like you're like looking...
Like hack to send a message to everyone?
I'll say for
speakers.
14 there is. Maybe Ryan will beat me to it. I'm gonna stop.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, is there not speakers around the city that they used to declare the announcement for the Ascension?
There are speakers in the city, yes, and also some of you did learn about a certain establishment that can send out mass messages to holostraps.
The Tilm Times.
Sometimes.
Well, what if we managed to get one of them to announce that no one was getting it?
Or we break in and just falsify the message.
That's what I'm saying. But if you use that to get it, they said that they would get an announcement via the holostrap when we heard the guard earlier.
So what, we mass approve or mass deny?
Mass deny. Nobody leaves.
See what happens.
What if everybody tries to leave? What if we mass approve? The panic of them all turning up to the ships.
The guards would
Remember
have to.
The guards
Remember
would have to do a
how-
lot.
And then there'd be riots at the pit docks when they try to leave and the guards won't let them.
Which would draw the guards from
Away
the
from
houses of
the
Arcanum
Archmages.
to the
And
docks.
she'll be alone.
Mm.
Either
So-
or, both options are better than the previous ones we've had.
Mm. Why don't we try that then?
Do we know where the Tilm Times is?
I don't think so.
Can we find out?
Yep, that you could definitely send a time segment trying to find out.
What time of day is it?
What time is it? Yeah.
Right now it is the Earth. That your morning segment was probably that scout out of the actual thing, so probably just coming up in your like afternoonish segment.
So we could do the afternoon, and we could even do a break-in at night to do the break-in because
Oh, we'll have
That's
a
the
late
time when no
night
one will be there.
break-in. Right.
Tomorrow is tomorrow the last day?
Tomorrow is the day of the cutoff for Axis. Yeah.
Then let's find where the Tilm Times is.
so that's the best day to do it. So let's go do find that sometimes.
If all of you pile in and you're willing to just spend the time slot searching for a location, I'll say you can automatically find where the Tilm Times is. The Tilm Times is in the middle district, kind of overlooking near where the Bit and Bridle is. It's like a little building there. I will pick it to
This one?
That one there.
Oh, that's close.
And it's nice and close to the tavern we're staying in too. That's nice.
It
Yeah.
is up a 100-foot wall.
That's okay. I can fly.
I can live with fall damage. Continue like assets.
But yeah, so you find it. Tilm Times is it's a 2-story building with a 4-story tower on top of a huge radar dish. There's like it doesn't take you long to find it, but it's more, you have to like ask around. It's like, oh, it's in the middle district. You're like, well, the middle district's fucking massive, and you have to walk around it, and then you finally clock it, kind of like just the sun's beginning to go down, and
Okay,
you
now
see
we just gotta work out how to break in.
it's got these big like not like neon signs, but almost like big like like rolling like LCD screens, like the Tilm Times, today's news now, and like you see like elves there, like news reporters and things like that. It's very like tacked up
Daily
a little
Planet.
bit, kind of, yeah. And yeah, it seems to have a main door to the street. It has a out the side, it has a big news self-carriage like van with a big antenna on it as well. It can transmit probably to some level, but the main transmitter seems to be that tower in itself.
Well, the question is, if we get into that self-carriage, does it transmit through the tower, or do we have to get to the tower? That's the question then.
I mean, I could try sneaking up to the tower and see.
Well, I assume they would have something inside the building to transmit what they wanted.
So why don't we get in the building?
We're going to need some help.
Yes. But we need to do it, like, now.
Well, if we burn an all-nighter...
Why don't we go hunt down our friends in the secret location that we shall not name?
Well, they might be in a different location, but...
I can
Well, it's
message
only been
her.
a day.
She gave
Yeah,
me
Atlas has a direct message link.
I will say as well, if you guys do not rest in this time slot, you will all get exhausted. And that will naturally throw your sleep schedule a little bit wacky. But one time slot generally has to be used to sleep.
I thought we
I'm
still
just-
had one
I'm
time
just-
slot
like-
left.
Yeah,
I'd-
you had
I'd say-
3 time
I'd-
slots a day.
yeah.
The first was used to find the convoy route. The second was used to find the building.
Yeah.
And the third is your sleep slot. It's your night slot.
Oh,
So you're
See,
encroaching on your night slot.
I'm thinking if we want to go through to get the message out as soon as possible before the final day, like that deadline is met, if we do it tonight, then we can sleep tomorrow, like, till midday.
Yeah, the
It
problem
depends
is,
on when we want to
will
send out the
they-
message. Are we going to break in the morning?
I think do it in the morning might be better, but then there's more people. The problem is, will they recognise it as a proper thing if it happens in midnight?
Well, there's no reason to say
Yeah.
you couldn't break in the night and then wait.
and like set a
No, just do it
delayed
first thing in the morning.
message.
There.
Do it
Like, if
first
all you
thing
need is
before-
someone there to press a button. Like, there's plenty of ways to set someone up just to push a button and jump out a window, you know? Like,
Yeah.
Now I'm just imagining Atlas as a rat waiting to push the button. Like someone comes in for their morning shift open, and a rat just smacks the button and runs past. I'm like, that rat just sent out a mass message.
I was thinking of Atlas too, but just as she pushes the button and then jumps out the window and just flies away.
Yeet.
and I will
Activate Stormark into the Expanse. What are you gonna do about it?
I will say, by the way, just because you spent the middle time slot on it, the Tilm Times, the broadcast function it has, it can only send messages to those who are, like, subscribed. You were told that as well.
Mm.
So not everyone is going to get it, but, like,
Enough people would get it.
it's probably it's definitely the biggest broadcaster in the city.
Is there a way that we could hack it so that it also projects through the speakers?
You don't know.
No.
You'd have to be. You're not sure if they have a link to that. That you've only heard that being used by the
Archmages?
Archmages.
No. Like an emergency broadcast.
Is the Till Time still open, or is it?
At this time of night,
Ring.
no. It's there's probably the lights are all dim. There's definitely some kind of guard presence here. Not necessarily watchers, but there's definitely people moving around like security.
So we're coming into nighttime.
Yep, you're coming in the night. This is it. You
Cyrus-
find the building and you're coming in the night.
Cyrus lifts up the paper bag and starts handing out cloaks.
You get a cloak. You get a
You
cloak.
get a cloak. You get another cloak because you're already wearing a cloak, and you get another cloak because you're already wearing. Why are you girls always wearing cloaks? Wait, Vulgar also has a cloak. Vulgar, change your cloak. Stop wearing the sandy-colored one and start wearing the black one.
Atlas looking at the cloak like, this isn't as nice as my other cloak.
It's not for fashion. It's just so that people don't recognize you.
And Volgir just puts cloak over cloak.
Yes, because my cloak is the recognizable bit of me.
Put the star mark on. Take your mask off. The cloak will be able to cover your whole face because the mask won't sit out.
I don't
It'll
want
make
to.
it recognizable. I know you don't, but it will help.
Starmark also is fucking massive on her back. It's like a fucking rocket strapped to her back. It's huge. It's not small.
It was also made for somebody like double her size.
But the cloak will go over the star mark, even if it's like sitting high on
She also has a
her...
big ass pair of wings on her back that don't help with the situation.
Hold your wings forward, or I don't know. Just try and be less recognizable.
Sarpana did offer to make the star mark less noticeable, but you don't know what that means. You actively ignored that and then just continued on the conversation.
Right,
In my
we,
defense,
This is not aware of
I
that.
had a lot going on.
Are we breaking in now, or are we doing it in the morning? I can see if I can shimmy the doors.
We don't know what sort of system we're working with. Even if we spend 10, 20 minutes figuring out how it works, it means we'll spend less time activating it in the morning.
Let's try and get in there and knock out some guards, I guess.
Yeah. Come on, bro. Get your ass in gear and go.
Right, let's see if I can find a side door or somewhere to crack open. And I'll look for like a low window or a side door that I can potentially use my thieves tools on.
Sure. Make me a investigation check to look for somewhere suitable, or even perception, which you'd prefer.
That is a nat 1 on investigation.
You spend a bit of time searching for anywhere decent. The building is probably due to its sensitive nature, is fairly heavily locked down. You see there are, on the ground floor, there is a rear emergency exit door, which you believe only opens one direction. You believe it opens from the inside out, but it could perhaps be broken open, but you struggle to pick it open. There's the main entrance, which can be opened, from both sides. The problem is the main entrance is watched by an arcane eye. You see this glowing, like spectral, projection pointed directly at it.
Can I look around and see if there's anywhere I think a small animal could squeeze, like any kind of grates or exhaust system or like pipes that seem like they might, or even like cracks in the wall that a mouse or rat could kind of squirm through?
Your perception check.
Also, is there an adjacent building that looks less guarded?
Here, yes, there's a couple of
That
just like
one.
random houses and things. It's like not like super commercialized.
2 nat 1s in a row.
Astra, sorry,
It's
nothing
still an
obvious.
8.
Nothing obvious of like, that's a hole in the building. There are sewers and stuff nearby, but like maybe they eventually link up, but you don't know.
Hmm.
Is it worth us going to the other building so we can get across from the roof? If that's a possibility.
Yeah, the other building. you
begs the
definitely jump across. It's about 20 foot.
Could maybe make that.
I mean, I could just fly up onto the roof.
Yeah, well, we don't have all wings, do we?
There
Two
are
of us
windows in the tower itself, and there are also windows on the upper floors as well. But the problem also lies the windows on the ground floor are being watched by that same arcane eye.
Can I try to stealthily fly up onto the roof?
Sure.
How
yourself check.
stealthily can you fly?
At nighttime, more so than the daytime, because you're quite a dark. You're not emitting light.
She's a black owl.
I could try
15.
as well.
Fly up on the roof.
I mean,
I think you would glow
I
too
can
much.
climb.
Do I see anything useful on the roof?
On the roof, there's a window directly opposite that leads to the tower itself. It appears to be unable to be opened from this side. You'd have to break it to get in.
Try and get up from the other side. Or the other building. Maybe less watched.
It couldn't hurt.
You guys want to climb up the neighboring building?
Is there a
Yeah.
fire escape or something?
We luck roll D20.
Who's rolling?
I'll roll. That's an 18!
There is a fire escape, but you'll have to. It's like got one of those collapsing ladders that comes down. So you'll have to get someone up there to release the ladder first, and it's about a 15 foot height.
Oh, what's
I mean,
the
I can-
rules
I
on
can-
high jump?
If only,
I can
if
therefore
only you had someone who could fly.
What's the rules on high jump?
Her wings are very glowy. And
You can leap in the air 3 plus your strength modifier if you have a running jump. And then you can use your arms to. So you can use your arms as well. So basically, you can jump 1.5 times your height plus the height of the jump. So if you're 6 foot, you can jump 9 foot plus 3 plus your strength modifier.
Which would put me at 6, 12, 9. That puts me at 15 just.
So that would be just enough to catch the bottom rung of the ladder. So you run, jump, catch it, you hear the cling, and the cling, as it like swings out.
Until he catches it, swings, the thing comes off, and he just hits the ground with a thud.
Barrows will kind of lead on. If you wanted me to jump, you could have just asked.
Or you could have given me a boost, you know? Like, we could have made that hike
Fine.
together.
I got it. Picks himself up, starts climbing the ladder.
You see a shadowy figure staring down at you from the roof.
Ignores shadowy figure staring down from the roof, climbs ladder.
Atlas, you hear someone moving up the inside of the tower. You hear like the sound of someone like humming to themselves. They're moving up, and you see a projection of like an arcane like beam of light as they're walking along.
Is there anywhere for me to hide up here?
You just like tuck yourself flat to the wall next to the window.
Yeah, I'll try and tuck myself.
They'll check.
You could just fly
7.
down.
As you guys roll in the fire escape, you see a light light up the window on the 3rd story, which kind of like looks out over the roof. And you see Atlas's like mask catch the light, and you see the light stop, and you see a figure get closer to the window. Hey, you're not supposed. Excuse me, not supposed to be on there, please. Excuse.
Fly up. Fly straight up.
What was that? None of you are close enough to hear. And then you hear, and all the windows, just shutters begin descending down on them. As the building goes into a lockdown.
Well, that's helpful.
You
Make
just
it
wait
rumbled.
here.
Atlas will land on the fire escape. Don't.
I didn't say anything.
I say we sleep up there tonight. First light, we go. When they change guards,
I feel like if we sleep up there, they might notice, considering that I was up there for 5 minutes and they noticed.
not up there.
I think she
On
means
this
on top
building.
of this building.
Sure, night under the stars.
After about 15 minutes of the lockdown being enacted, the front door opens up. You see a security guard kind of comes out. They've got one of these arcane lights in their hand, and they are beginning to search around the premises, just searching all around. They go all out to the chain link fence that kind of like surrounds the property, and just doing a little scout around. And there's another one standing back in the doorway, keeping a watch on them as well.
On the upside, most people don't know what I am from a first glance, so he may be genuinely confused.
We know you, and we're still confused.
At least he didn't see your face.
After full patrol from them, they head back inside. And after they were basically giving them the all clear, the lockdown lifts. That's about after an hour.
We could just kill him.
Maybe Astra's right and we should just bunk down for the night. Headed at first light.
Alright.
They'll be sleepy. And we'll be rested. Potentially.
Full gear, Barrows.
I'm fine with waiting if we want to wait the night out. But are we going to bunk down up here? If so, is someone going to stay awake to...
We should probably
We could
keep
take it.
watch.
We can take it in shifts.
The roof that you're also like positioning yourself on, you're either going to sleep on the fire escape itself, and you're like a residential property, so like there's windows and stuff, with the curtains are currently closed. And you're like,
Does it look like the residential property is occupied?
Yes.
Can we
What kind
get
of roof is it?
It's a slanted
Is this
roof,
a flat-
sloped. All the roofs in this city are like sloped roofs. Like they're all these beautiful marble buildings with beautiful slanted tile roofs.
Maybe we're better just saying this was a bust and going back to the tavern.
Yeah, if we go to sleep, like if we get back as soon as possible, go to sleep, we might be able to get up earlier.
And then Then what? The security's still going to be here. What, you want to charge it like a castle, take the staff hostage?
No, we climb the fire escape and jump. We go around. I mean, I can just break the door down if you want me to and take the direct approach, but it'll lose the credibility that
Atlas
the
would have
message is
recognized
legit.
the guard who spotted her was one of the two. It seems there's probably only about 2 people, on duty.
Should we just go now?
I mean, we could just get to the roof, break in, and hope that we reach them before they manage to sound the alarm.
Or get rid of any alarm that's in there.
Fuck it. In for a penny, in for a pound. In for a chit, in for a gold.
Okay.
Was that a yes?
Yes, let's fucking do it.
Okay.
How long does this spell last?
Enhanced
An
ability?
hour.
An hour.
Concentration. Yeah.
Probably up by now, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. She'll cast it again on herself.
If you're gonna sneak over, you can try to be stealthy and jump across, or you guys just bum rush in the window.
No, we're still sneaky.
We're trying to sneak onto
We're
the
trying our best.
opposite roof.
Okay, then stealth check,
Um,
please.
If anybody... Oh, okay, we're stealthy.
Also casting guidance on herself. Just give her all the
Question.
buffs before she makes the roll.
There
You
was
can't do both enhanced ability and guidance because they're both concentration.
This
You could ask Atlas to guide you.
you could, and I will.
Faster. Okay, thank you.
Volkir might have needed it.
We didn't ask.
17.
No, not 20.
Yeah,
Yay.
as I was saying, Misty Step.
60.
You said there was a window,
Awesome.
so you can teleport 30 feet into an unoccupied space that you can see. If I can see through the window,
I don't think Misty Step can go through to full cover, which a window technically counts as full cover because it's solid.
but I can see through a window.
Dimension door, yes. I don't think Misty Step can.
Are we jumping across the gap stealthily? Is that what we're doing?
Think so. I want to check if the wings are concentration.
Yep, no, you can do it.
Yes.
I'd say it doesn't stipulate.
So we don't
anything,
have to
that's
break.
all.
We don't
That's the
necessarily
problem.
have to break the window because Atlas can Misty Step herself into the building.
Right, Atlas is on the road. Let's go on.
I feel like Asher probably still keep to the roof and keep an eye. They keep watch.
So I was thinking, if we're trying to get to the rooftop, but Volgir's possibly not going to make it, Cyrus will throw him.
I mean, it's too late if he's already stealthed because you
It's a
don't know how
20
He has.
stealthy you
He's
are
already
until-
Jump is probably the bigger taxing thing for most of you.
Can Cyrus opt to throw people?
I don't think that will be very stealthy, but
But this is the thing, how are we getting across? Is there a way from one rooftop to the other?
It's a
Or are we-
20-foot jump.
does anyone
it was
have some
previously
rope?
stated.
Yes, I have rope.
Astra can use her radiant soul to fly across. So that's
Can I just double check? We are level
Atlas
4,
can
yeah?
just fly
Yeah.
across with a
Right,
rope,
do-
tie the rope off to something, and then people could like sloth climb across.
Sorry, the reason I asked is for some reason my D&D Beyond is showing me a level 5 spell.
Or they could tightrope
No.
walk across and then fall on a wizard 3 times.
A level 5 spell, as a ranger, you would not get to like 17th level.
So before we
Oh, no,
do,
it's
before we
it's
do
level.
anything, what is the plan? Atlas is going to teleport into the building, open the door on the roof. The
Yes.
rest of us are going to get across to the roof somehow.
Well, my plan is that you give me some of your rope, I fly across, I tie the rope off to something on the roof or myself or whatever, and then you guys can like climb across the rope rather than try and jump 20 foot.
If you are
Okay, yeah,
long jumping,
that's-
by the way, you can long jump 10 foot if you have a 10-foot run jump, you can jump up to your strength score. So that means if you have a strength of 20 with a 10-foot run up, you could do it. None of you have a strength score 20, so you'll need a different way of getting across.
And none of us have a run up.
You could get a run up from going up the stairs in the fire escape. I would say there's potential.
I think rope and sloth climb is the way forward.
Cyrus will give you
Atlas
his rope.
also could attempt to carry the lighter members of the party across.
Atlas is not very strong.
She could probably carry maybe Astra if she took her armor off.
Give me the
Astra
rope.
And also fly.
Give me the rope. Is there anywhere on the roof that the rope could be tied to?
On this roof, nothing really, because it's like a tile thing. There's no fire escape on the other roof. The fire escape will do for one side. But if to cross and your best bet, honestly, would be to fly all the way to the top and try to tie it off to the satellite.
Sure, let's try that.
It'll be just at the end of the 50 foot, so you probably need someone else's rope to like give you enough actual length to tie it off. But I'm imagining in this party there's another person who's fucking 50-foot rope.
Yeah.
Barros will provide 50-foot rope.
I just had a really stupid
100 foot of rope,
idea.
there's more than enough rope to tie it together and then...
I was like, wait, how far can I thorn whip people, but it's only 10 foot?
They could jump halfway and you can throw them with the rest. But you can fly up and you can tie up the rope. To me, a little sleight of hand check. See how good your rope tying skills are. How good your Boy Scouts days are. 18? That's pretty good. Who ties the other side?
Who's good at knots?
Atlas also
I can
do it.
I can
Barros,
do it.
you were a pirate.
Yeah, he's used to tying knots.
Sure.
Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand, Barros. If you're not proficient, Barros, I'll say you can add proficiency bonus to it. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You're fucking fine. Makes sense that with your sailor background anyway, that you'd have good knowledge of ropes and knots. And yes, so the rope's secure. You're able to kind of shuffle across. You have to almost like shuffle across and then like drop yourself down, like about nearly a 10-foot drop onto the roof. So like Atlas and Astra probably have to help, like, you know, secure people who are falling, unless Astra's also doing it, in which case Atlas will have to probably grapple her initially. But it works, it just takes time. But eventually you'll find yourself on the roof. Your 14 average stealth tech. Nothing seems to...
Guess I'm gonna misty step through a window.
Thing.
Can I do a perception check just to see if I can hear anything?
Sure.
Yeah, I should probably do this again.
16.
23.
Through the roof below you, you can feel that like gentle background hum of like music playing, probably from the room pretty directly below where you currently are, which might have muffled your landing. But you don't hear much else. You also would have seen the patrol guard was taking up and down the actual tower itself. It kind of happens every half an hour, so they're probably about 5 minutes since they last went up all the way up to the top and all the way back down again. So you're like, okay, we got a good like 25 minutes now before that happens. So they're probably somewhere in the lower levels at the minute.
Okay.
Go on, Atlas.
Atlas Missy steps in. You're at a window. Staircase, kind of like spiral staircase, sitting up.
Ascending up?
Up and down. But,
Oh, okay. But there's no door, just the window?
well, you're like on a little lead landing.
Okay.
Window is. It's almost like a lighthouse tower.
Can I open the window?
Yeah, you look at it from this side. It appears to have a little keyhole on it. But it can be opened.
I don't know how to pick locks, but I'm willing to give it a go.
Yeah, you can use improvised thieves tools, which means you do a disadvantage.
Sure.
Do you have anything that improvised thieves tools for?
I have brewer's supplies, a healer's kit, a signet ring. I don't know if any of those will be useful to me. A healer's
Imagine,
kit
like-
might have something in.
You just get kind of a needle in it, and then paired with your like long thingies.
Yeah, I got pretty long claws, if that helps.
Sure. It'll be a disadvantage, and it'll be
Sleight of hand?
no, you're not. Are you proficient in thieves' tools?
No.
Then it's straight dex.
Dex.
15 was the DC, so even with 17, you fucking do it. That was a very hard check for a disadvantage roll. Yeah, you spend a bit of time, jiggle the lock, and the window unlocks.
I feel like Atlas herself is surprised that worked.
Let's throw it open, and the rest you're able to step inside the little landing here on the stairs. Stairs
I'm
go up
impressed.
and down.
We'll make a thief out of you yet.
Says I'm not one already.
Stairs go up and down.
Where would council be for this sort of thing?
Up first?
Yeah, even if we go up, we still have more time before the guard comes back up.
And if he comes back up, we can just.
Or stealth, or are
Be
we still in
quiet.
our old stealth?
You're still in your own self-save for now. You've not done anything super untoward.
Up we go.
Up the stairs?
Oh, Cyrus will close the window
Mm.
after everybody's in.
Lock it, or you just leave it closed.
He'll leave it closed, but like if there's a latch, he'll put the latch properly closed. He just won't lock it.
You see there is a lot of cabling mounted on the walls here that kind of goes up and down, but you follow it up, and as you arrive up the top sector in this little, you see there's windows looking kind of like out over the surrounding area. There's also a large rod that comes down through the ceiling itself that goes to a big complicated looking terminal where all these cables all connect up into. It's all written in Elvish.
Okay, I got us in the building. I'm out. I don't speak Elvish.
Oh, I do, but Volger may have a better handle on this. He managed to know what he's doing with that bomb.
Well, at least try and read what some of the buttons say.
Sure, I'll read some of the buttons while we wait for Volger to climb the stairs.
You
He's got short little legs.
And he's a heavy boy. He's taking his time.
you basically see that there is
The key.
various buttons that say things like signal override, accept external transmit, reject external transmit, amplify internal signal, buffle, and you see the basic on off switches, things like that. It seems like this room, as far as you can tell, is some kind of control room for the actual broadcasting itself. There's no microphones in here. There's no terminals that would let you send messages directly to people. There's nothing to that level. But this just appears to be the core. This is the IT room. This is where all the main stuff runs through before it gets finally sent out. So if you were trying to do something, say edit a broadcast, or try to make it look like it's not coming from here, maybe this is the kind of place where you might find a way to edit the signal and stuff like that. I will say it will take an Arcana check to try to navigate the system successfully to basically rewire it to what you would like it to do.
Volger, do you know anything about the consoles? Can you try and figure this out? Maybe we
give
can
it a shot, but
As
Maybe
someone
we
who
can-
just got a little bit smarter, I can help.
yeah.
Maybe we can resend the signal so that it comes from the House of Arcana rather than here.
And also set it to a timer so we don't have to actually be here when it's sent.
Well, let me see what we can do. Did you say it was an Arcana check?
An Arcana check, just try to navigate the system to see if you can make it do.
Am I getting advantage from a?
Yeah, if someone's
Atlas
helping you, you
me?
can get advantage. Yeah. She has to basically have Beros translate everything for her. So it's a 3-person job at the minute, while you have Cyrus and Astra keeping a lookout.
Yep. All right. So I've got a 12, which is a 14, and a 12, which is a 14.
14.
14 it is.
So you can't find a way to make it seem like it's coming from the Houses of Arcanum, but you can remove the usual fluff. The usual things that says like Tilm Times, like
Blah, blah,
urgent
blah.
news report, like all that kind of stuff, and you can just put out like a core message of like, you know, a few things. The problem is you can't edit the message from here. It says you find in the code there's a like a little open curly bracket, close curly bracket, bit of variable, and it says broadcast terminal message _1. So which suggests you're in the right terminal to maybe submit this. You need to be somewhere else to submit the actual message. With a 14 as well, you think you could find a way to change that broadcast terminal input to be received by somewhere like the van. Like, so there's a button for accepting external input, so you could accept an external input and then broadcast that. Which you think you could activate from here. But 14, you could set that up, but then you need to either find the broadcast terminal in the place, and then you need to set up the timed message there, or you need to acquire the van.
I will relay.
Going after the van is an extra step. We don't know where it is, where it's kept.
No, we know
You
where
do,
the
you know
van
where
is
the
kept.
van
It's
is kept.
downstairs. We don't know where the other terminal is.
So what,
I
we
say we go for the
set
van.
this up and then we go for the van?
Yes, I think.
Even if
We'd
just a
have to-
couple of us went for the van, like somebody
Maybe-
could stealth over there and I could even ride on their shoulder as something small.
Yeah, and then you can stay around to
Maybe
push the message.
Nobody's gonna question a rat hanging around a city.
maybe me and Atlas can go down to the van. I'll help her break in. We'll set up the message, then relay and you stay up here with the rest of them, and we'll relay when it's ready to send.
Okay.
I
Right,
can
if
only
you're
do
going
it
down
for
there, Barros, let me show
2
you
hours.
exactly.
Or
Let me
4
show
if
you
I do
what
it twice, but
think
I'll
it
turn
might
back.
look like.
I will say right now, you can do everything you need to do in this room, set it up, and then leave it. Like
Oh,
once
so it's just-
once the dominoes are set, they're ready to go. You just need unless someone comes and tinkers with them.
Can I change
So we wouldn't have to
the
stay around to
password?
post the message. We could like set it to delay.
Wherever it is broadcast from, that's where the delay would have to be set.
Okay.
This is just where the signal comes from and what the final like fluff is. So this is your header, footer, your general
Yes, the
output.
template.
It's like like you see people are he's probably gone through and found a bit where it's like, people have opted out from, I don't want sports news, I don't want politics news, I only want like puppy news, I only want like
Who doesn't
fluff
want
pieces, and I only want like food reviews and it's that. So Vulgar's overrid everyone's fucking preferences. So everyone who has a subscription to Tilm Times will get this. He's like got as many terminals as possible. He's like like 4,000 connected like holo straps ready to receive whatever message next sent. And then he's able to set it to be, instead of waiting for a broadcast from the interior of the building, he can set it to wait from the van. And then that just overrides. So,
And then we need to go down to the van and set the message
Yeah.
and
Right.
set
And
any time or
wherever
set anything
you
outside
do the message from, that'll be where your delay is. This is not a delay. This is just your springboard. This is your satellite
So-
broadcast. Like,
that. I think I'm going to need to be present to set this message up,
I mean,
unless you want to learn this system.
So no, we'll set.
we
we'll
might
set
be able to
everything
get
that we
by
need
with
to
me and
here.
Barrels. He speaks Elvish, and I'm of average intelligence.
We'll set everything that we need to here, unless somebody wants to stay behind to make sure that nobody tampers with it.
Well,
Vulgar
is there a
said
way of
attempt.
changing the password or something?
you can
To
attempt
access this.
to basically lock the system down, but if you fuck it up, there's a chance you might just fuck everything up. It might just revert back to like factory settings.
I mean, if there's only
So yes, you
guards-
can, but it will have a risk.
If there's only guards here right now, if we set this to go for like 5 in the morning, like, early enough that like it could be legitimate, but not so early someone who knows the system's gonna get in and like fix it. I feel like guards aren't gonna touch it,
Is it like an arcane keyboard or something like that?
It's kind of like, think NASA control room.
Lots of buttons.
Yeah.
Lots of terminals on display, lots of buttons, lots of different workstations all over. You just hacked into one particular one.
Can I, instead of faffing about with the actual system, once I've set this all up, can I then go about moving like cables about the place? So different screens display things from other areas.
If you
I couldn't
unhook it,
think quite.
Again, you
might
certainly
reset
can,
it.
but you might accidentally unplug a power cord. And then maybe you short the system. Again,
Right,
you can lock the system down, but if you catastrophically
I
fuck it
feel
up,
like we just
there
set
is a
the-
risk
the-
something will not
I feel like we just set
go in your
the
favor.
Yeah.
the message to go fairly early and hope that no one messes with it.
Yeah,
We can
we
keep
can
an
do.
eye out.
I'll leave it up to
I
yourselves.
I mean, there is also a door leading to this room. You could like very mundanely try to like break the
Lock the
lock or
door.
something. Like there's
Yeah.
other ways to restrict access.
I could break
Yeah.
the door handle off.
Yeah, that might be better. Right, well, let's set this going and then let's get to the van.
Right, that's fine.
Alright.
Alrighty. So with the 14, you're able to set it all up. So you set it up to accept external control. You remove the fluff. So whatever message you send will just be the raw message. So it shouldn't say like times, till times and like that. Like hopefully it won't give away what it's come from. There's no like notification from what app basically it's come from on the receiving holostraps. It's just like pop up message with the display text from wherever it's sent from. Which you set to be the external van.
We go to the external the van.
You head back down the
Alright.
stairs to the window. You've done this in pretty good
When-
time, so you can.
When Cyrus closes the door, he's going to put his crowbar like in between the door frame and the handle and try and basically like jimmy the door handle off.
Okay.
So if the door frame, handle, crowbar, break.
So not the
Um,
door frame, on the door.
Oh, before he does that, I'll be like, maybe it's not a good idea to do that now. If the security doing checks, it might set off their alarms quicker and they might realize something's wrong.
There are windows also inside the place. You could pop the door handle off on the other side.
Could you not just use thief tools and break the lock?
They purposely break it.
No, what I'm saying is if they're doing regular checks where they go downstairs and upstairs,
True.
if they get to this door and it's locked and it's fucked, their red flags are going to start going off and they'll be like, something's wrong.
Where is the rope tied in relation to the windows of this
It
tower?
is. If you came out the top floor window, you could like sling over and zip line down. Yeah, like it, just about any window below that. It wouldn't be possible. It's too high. It's coming from
Okay,
it's coming from the radar dish that sits on top of the roof.
Cyrus is going to suggest that I break the lock, I break the door from the inside, I break off the handle on the inside. Hopefully that will. Is that how doors work? If you break off the handle on the inside, would it fuck it up enough?
The way the handle's set up here.
How door work?
If you broke the handle from the inside, you would then. Well, maybe Barros explains this if Siren doesn't know, but I, the DM, know from replacing door handles. It has a metal like square rod that runs between each handle. That's why when you pull one end, the other end moves. So if you were able to remove that metal rod, the handle would not do anything, but it would still physically look like it's there. You'd be like, oh, the handle's not working. That's weird. Like, the door, the mechanism would never unlatch. So it wouldn't even be like, oh, the door's locked. It would be like, the door, I can't unlatch the fucking door.
Is it worth me trying to do that?
I think, as Barrett was saying, if you break it now and the security guard notices it's changed throughout the night, then is he not going to raise it?
I mean, break it on the other side.
Yeah, but
It would
there's
still
still
stop
But he
the
will
leak.
still try to open the door and then the door won't open. Does the terminal look any different now we've like set it up?
The terminal looks no different than it's been set up.
I
However,
don't
you
think
imagine the first time someone tries to like broadcast the morning news, they will immediately be aware something is wrong because
I think as long as we set the message to go early enough, it's not gonna matter because the guards aren't gonna
Yeah.
pick up on anything.
Okay.
The guards are
Then
gonna
let's
be
get
like,
outta here.
yeah, there's nobody in this room.
Right, then let's get the hell out of here.
All
Okay,
right.
so you're leaving it with nothing.
Nope. We're just gonna leave.
Once we get across to the other building, Atlas might be better to remove the rope.
Yeah.
Leave no trace.
Are you heading all the way back to the other building, or are you going to try to hop off the roof where you are here? Because the van is right next to you, just on the ground floor. It's like
How far is the
pointed
ground?
perfectly. The chain link fence is there with the padlock around it on the gate, and the van's like pointed directly at it.
Is there anything, any guard around it?
There is no guards on the
Drop the rope
exterior.
down.
Is there a way of scaling down the building without dying?
Ladder.
There's probably like a little gutter or something you can try to shuffle down, or you could just jump onto the roof of the van itself. It probably sits about
Feel like that will make a loud
about a
crash.
10-foot jump down.
How tall's the building?
If you shimmy your way all the way to the gutter, it's probably about a 20-foot drop to the ground.
Could we not use the rope? Like,
That's what I was
tie
going to
one end,
suggest.
let it drop?
Tie one end to me, and you lot go down. I'm heavier than you are, and I'm sure I can be able to hold one of you at a time.
We don't all need to go down there. It only takes one and two of us to go down there and fuck with the van. We all go down. There's a chance that it causes more of a commotion. Maybe
And it's already tied up on the mast at the top, so if we just untie it from the fire escape and pull it through.
Maybe me and Atlas can go down and fuck with it, climb back up, then we climb up, go across the roof.
We can
Well,
keep an eye for the
what
guards
would make
up
the
here.
most
Full
sense
gear.
is that you climb down, and then I untie the rope from the mast as well, and then I just fly down after you.
Right, so wait, is Volgear not going into the van as well? Because he's the one that set up the program.
True. Well, then both of you will climb down the rope. and
You
I'll
also could
untie
take the van away from this location.
it. Steal the
Hijack a van.
I'm just saying. I've put a van of a chain link fence directly in front of it for a reason. You don't have to, but like the whole appeal of rerouting to the van would mean you could move it to a different location and then do whatever you do with it in relative safety. But who knows? If a stolen report goes out, then yes, guards may come looking, but yes, there's a potential there.
Anyone got polymorph? Can they polymorph a van?
I don't think a van is a creature.
A true polymorph
no.
van at level 20.
Anybody level 20 and forgot to bring it up?
Anybody know how to drive a van?
Theros vehicles? No?
I mean,
I've got
Somebody had land
space vehicles. It doesn't really have.
I don't think a van is a space.
There is proficiency in land vehicles. If you don't have it, don't know how to drive a car.
Then maybe it's best to just try and do this station.
You can do it, but it's like difficult. It's the same way like flying a ship without like that. Training is difficult.
Well, me and Astra will get to the next building then, because we're not going to be of any use here. I'm not smart enough to hack it, and not dexterous enough to get down there, so...
And I'm
Let's
not
get
still
down there, Beros. Beros, you open up the door and I'll get to it.
So the Asimars are going to shuffle back to the fire escape.
before no, well, she needs stealth to get across.
I will require stealth checks to leave, yes.
Okay.
Just to
never mind.
round off the heist as successful.
Okay. Never mind.
Can I get stealth checks then from the Asimars they leave first?
Well... Oh, we're the 2+1s!
Has it been an hour, or are we still okay?
No, you still have enhanced ability. Stop being there. You've been like
Okay.
30 minutes tops.
Come on, Astra. Dig deep.
Oh,
Dig
fine.
deeper.
You guys begin shuffling across. While that's happening,
Hey. You doing up there?
van break-in people. You're on the roof.
Well, Atlas is going to wait until they have crossed over so they can untie the rope so it can then be moved to dangle down on the
Oh,
building.
okay. In that case, then, a guard comes out, sees Astra hanging from it, and goes like, "Hey, there's a fucking intruder right there!" And he draws his heavy crossbow and shoots at her.
Okay.
And we roll initiative, and that's where we stop for today. Bing bing, you got spotted. What can I say? And it's time for us
just
to...
cast fly, or I should have just cast fly.
You know,
Or not fly,
it
but
was all going so well.
I mean, even if you could fly, you still would have had to make a stealth check.
That's where we're gonna stop for now, and we'll pick it up next week with Astra about to get fucking shot in the back as she sloth climbs her way across the rope. See you next time.
We should have
Bye.
moved before they did that.